And we are live. If you're watching us live on YouTube, then I hope you enjoy the show. But I'm going to be helping a handful of creators grow their business. If you're watching a replay, also hope you enjoy. And typical stuff I'm going to be going over traffic, ads in terms of getting booked calls, and then how do we convert those book calls? How do we organize data? How do we, sales, upsells, retention, all kinds of cool stuff. So to get value from this, awesome. Like, comment, share. And if you want to be on one of these coaching calls, scroll down to the description within this video. There's a link there. You can click that link, book a call to have a conversation with myself. Cool. All right.
You can try my team for free for 7 days, and if you don't like them, you literally don't pay anything. We're the only marketing company that's
We help live poker players win more money who are already winning.
Cool.
We do about $2 million. We'll do 2 million this year, and we'd like to be at 10 million.
Okay.
The problem is we have two front end offers, and both are converting like crazy to the back end. We have one that's 7.5K for 28 days, and one that is 2.8K for 7 days. We are demand constrained on the high one, the 7.5K.
You upsell for the first and second?
They are not. We were not really converting because they overlap too much.
Okay, so there's a downsell.
It's basically it's a downsell for players who aren't playing full time or guys who are more weekend warriors as opposed to.
What percentage is each?
We do 12 a month of the 7.5K, and we do 16 to 32 a month of the 2.8K.
It's a big range of that one. Okay, so what's the revenue split there? So 12 times 8, so about 100 on the high ticket side, and then the other one is
50 to 70.
Okay, so less than the other. Okay, keep going.
So the question is, how do we differentiate these, or do we just switch to a single offer that's more of an ascension and make the one that's maybe 3 days or 5 days and less expensive, and then we can upsell to the 28 day, or do we just say, screw it, let's just do the 28 day and drop the thing on the front end?
You said your supply constraint on the 7-day thing?
Yes, because it requires if we start doing a bunch of those, we need to hire more coaches.
Okay, and how are you not supply constraint on the other one? The last coach for the more expensive.
Yeah, I think my business partner in the front row, he
Yes.
does.
Is it less, fewer coaches for the on the lower thing? So won't you very quickly be constrained on the top thing? Okay. Okay, 3 times a day, got it. Okay, so the problem though is that you need another person to sell more people in the front end thing. Yeah. I think I had an opposite show. Like I think like so right now if I said could you sell more people if you had a limited capacity, like could you sell more if you had a limited capacity?
We can sell more of the 7 day thing because they go 4 times a month, so it requires less on our part.
I feel like we're reskinning the ops on that. But when I have two products that are really similar, I tend to. Do you want to stop doing the lifting thing? Okay, I'm just curious because it's like it's the same thing. Yeah. Well, which one would you rather serve, the higher guys or the lower guys?
Probably the higher guys.
And you sell them direct inbound, right?
Yeah, direct from warm inbound.
Whatever you're doing. Oh, from warm inbound.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Heard. Okay. Well, if you cut off the load thing, you have no real scalable demand in right now. It's just you make content and then just you get what you get and then you sell those people, right?
And we're kind of capped on the warm is growing but slow. We want to start getting toes in the page.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be the thing's gonna unlock. Like as much as I want to say, hey, cut this one or that one, if you cut either of them right now, you'll just lose money because you don't have an ability to get customers kind of on demand. So if I were to fix this, I would think let's fix ops first. Number one, like how can we reconfigure the delivery of the offer so that you can get 3-5x the operational capacity for you, and also that'll unlock it so that then when we then go run paid ads, we can then actually bring enough people in, and then at that point we can say, you know what, now we have enough of the 7,500s, which you might as well charge 12 hours to. You have enough of the 7,500s, that then you can make the call and say, you know what, we have this much capacity overall. If I just cut this, I can then triple this one, and then you just do that.
Do you like the pricing on those two, or do you continue to?
Honestly, this is where I'd be like, we need to do our research behind the scenes, so because we do pricing houses all the time. And sometimes we get lucky. Like we had a business that we acquired that we did a ton of pricing research, and we basically said, you weren't actually selling underpriced, that we will double the price. And it took me 9 calls to the founder to get him to like sack up. Please, I apologize. Grab his GoDadds, those are your sex. Anyways, grab those and then make the move. And not only did we double the price, conversion rate went up because it was so cheap, people didn't believe it. And so the thing is that sometimes we sell out of our own pocket, but you actually sell to gamblers.
Correct.
So you might actually find yourself in a situation where the more it is, the more to believe it. Which is kind of definitely good. But we would do pricing kind of like deep dive on that before I would make a pricing rep for that specific avatar. But yeah, that's the deal, guys. I fix ops first, then I turn paid on, and then at that point we'll make the split call. Cool.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
If you're a business owner and you are not growing as fast as you like, I'd like to give you a free gift. So my
Why didn't anyone tell me that you can earn an MBA by building a revenue generating business? So there's this program.
We sell body count contouring and body transformation to patients.
I heard I like that sounds so different from the one that's right. Body what?
Contouring.
Okay, body contouring.
Like our primary service, like melting fat.
We sell body counts. I was like, that's
well, this is benefit body count.
Yeah, one leads the other. It's a daisy chain. Got it. Yeah. Right. So you get the contouring to increase your count. Okay.
1.2 in revenue.
Yeah.
With our we're on track to 2 this year.
In-person med spa?
In-person med spa. And what's stopping me, and my question is to start off from the top, is we now sell a $6,000 package for a year to med spas to help them scale using our pillars.
Okay. So 2 businesses.
2 businesses. And right now I'm trying to figure out
which one, right? First one, and then this is this one. Keep going.
So business one, we did start another location 2 years ago.
So 3, yeah. Right. Okay.
But the nice thing is we only do one service.
Okay. Which I do like. I do love the Raising Cane's of just like we make chicken tenders and post on. Yeah.
And then the cash is so good in the consulting that, and right now I'm like, do I set up the exit, move consulting?
So do you want to sell the med spas?
Not for nothing.
Well, no, I mean, yeah. But like, what do you want to happen?
I would like to be coaching. It lights me up.
So you like doing that better? You realize there will be no exit there.
Oh, so within the coaching, this is why they stay together. Yeah. Is we got all these clients, we're able to pick the key ones for the spa group exit, like a 50 spa group, 100 spa group exit.
Okay.
So I've got one.
So you want to do a roll up of med spas. Okay. I think that's smart.
But they kind of go together. It feels like.
Okay. Or how outsource? This is such a loaded question because everyone says they're totally outsourced. How many times have you gone to the med spa in the last 6 months?
Some weeks 0, some weeks once or twice.
Okay. I would. So I see where you're going. I think putting it all together, very easy to say, harder to do in practice. And then also the deal structure around that can be like just a couple of ways of restructuring to make it more tax efficient for you, and also you capture more upside in a way that when you pitch to the.
What to do?
What's going on, Ravi? How you doing, man?
Oh, sorry. I don't think I can hear you.
Can
Oh,
you
wait. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
There's a lag or something.
Wait, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Just coming off the weekend. Just apparently everyone's getting sick around me. It's just crazy. I haven't gotten sick. I'm super thankful for that. But yeah, Wendy still got like a cough or something. So been trying to get her to film, but every day gets a little better. She costs a little bit less and less. So hopefully get her stuff. I probably could get the edits done by, I just didn't realize how long cutting the little ums, buts, and ahs and all that stuff. I could have just probably done it better, but because I I should have just done my low ticket stuff and cut that, but I've been cutting Wendy's of what she's filmed. I've been cutting my call funnel stuff, and I've just been going in that order. And I'm like, I should have just saved that. Should have just cut my low ticket stuff, wrapped it up all nicely. So I'm doing that now instead of going hard on the other stuff. I'm like, what can get like us published something, and then I can work on that while that's published. Um, so that kind of update there is like I should have that stuff done, like the graphics and the cool punchy stuff now. That's what I've been working on for the low ticket stuff on my version. And then hopefully could do Wendy's next. She has filmed that. I think the only thing we're missing for her is the call funnel stuff of her saying the call funnel stuff. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. And hopefully launching Tim once he gets back to me.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I saw Tim's message, and then I think I saw that you sent over a script to him. So cool, man. Yeah, I guess like what are do you have questions, or is it more like just kind of an update and just kind of chilling today?
Just kind of update. Yeah, just reorganizing how I should edit to maximize everything. Um, just because the way I process things is like I always do sifting, like cut for the best shots first. But I'm like, I probably should, if I keep going down that route, it's going to be forever till I can work on like the stuff that can actually launch. So, um, I'm kind of focusing on the actual edit now just to get the low ticket stuff out. And then once that's done, I can just like go and move on to like the other stuff for call funnels and stuff. So but that's pretty much it. It's just an update. I don't really have any questions other than maybe to Aiden on for some reason go high level on messenger ads duplicates like contacts. I still haven't figured that out. So
Okay.
if I can't get him to him on this call because I have to leave in a little bit, then I might just like message him privately and
Yeah, yeah. Maybe, yeah. I don't know if he's gonna be on today, but we might actually be good in terms of client acquisition for a little while because of something Estelon has busted. Um,
really.
yeah, so he shared, so I mean we'll wait for him to hop on today, but it's so weird. Facebook keeps changing shit up, but like the version you launched was with the call funnel had the ability for people to call you. And his version has the ability for people to do instant formats, maybe call him as well. And I think he shared like his numbers. He was like getting $2 per lead, and like 50% of people were like responding. And his
Oh,
cost per acquisition, he hopped on one sales call. His cost per acquisition was $75.
dude,
So, and he has,
that dude,
and
he's
that was his first call. And so I would assume if out of the entire batch, his cost per acquisition can be like $50.
dude, what's changed? I mean, I know it looked like a little bit different ad, but yeah, I guess so. There's like an internal structure he changed too.
So, I mean, we'll wait for him to hop on, but like as I bring that up because I always say, do more, do better, and then do different. And so we're talking about doing this low ticket funnel, because of, again, stuff I saw with Jorge and stuff that we're working on, but I don't know that that's even like necessary right now, right?
Mhm.
And even like the, video ad that you have, again, I don't know that's even like necessary. I think you might be able to just like I think like again, I'm glad you filmed it. I'm glad you put it all
Mhm.
together. But maybe the best use of your time, honestly, is just like turning your ads back on and just doing what Estelon is doing. I know it
I've
sounds
been
crazy.
craving that a little bit just to get back in the mix. So I wouldn't, yeah, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind.
'Cause it's not broken, right? Like I was kind of treating it, I kind of gave you what I gave you in terms of like things to do, just kind of like for redundancy and backup and stuff. But like your call funnel and everything was already like profitable and stuff. You just have to like charge more and get people to pay more and retain longer. And the salute that the issue that we had wasn't you closing, you were closing just fine. Your issue was like all the issues for service delivery.
Mhm.
So now we've kind of sort of fixed that with some course material and some resources. So like
Yeah.
you're in a place where we have fixed that bottleneck. We don't need to really solve the client acquisition bottleneck. And now with Estelon, what he's sharing, like, I mean,
Yeah.
You might be as good as like turning shit on tomorrow, bro.
Dude, that'd be great news because I'm like, damn, this freaking edit.
Yeah, you might be able to
Um,
put aside, man. I don't
I mean,
think.
it's good to have. I mean, I'll have it archived in case for some reason, what if cost per acquisition goes up? We can have something we switch on and switch off, like kind of thing. But I guess for now, I'd be cool with pausing if you're okay with it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm okay with it 100%. I mean, I've been kind of itching. Like, if you felt like you've been itching, I've been itching on here for you. Like, I'm like, yeah, I want to see Riviera get out there and close some deal, collect some cash. So yeah, I mean, let's kind of hear what Eslan has said and like what his experience is, and we can
Yeah,
still leverage all that stuff. Like, again, as long as just some very simple photos, we can leverage that. If anything, what I would say is like that mechanism video, like that is if you're gonna put time towards something, it's gonna be that mechanism. That's the one thing, right? So if I would say that if you carve out some time to do something, carve out time to create that mechanism video. That's it.
yeah.
Everything
That's
else you
the
can
one
close.
that you gave me like a script and then to film like on camera kind
Yeah,
of
and
thing.
then I kind
Okay.
of shared Ronnie's edit. So Ronnie hopped in here, used my background, filmed, and he started editing it. And yeah, I shared that inside of Slack. I'm not sure if you got a chance to see that.
I don't think I did. Is it
Okay.
in the chat with us?
Yeah, yeah, it's with all three of us, or all three, four of us. So check
Mechanism.
that out. And honestly, you have that asset and you're good. But even you don't even need that because you're already closing. Eslan's already closing. But I think it would help you guys close a lot more with that new mechanism video.
Mhm.
Eslan, I was just telling you about the cheat code that you unlocked, bro. Like the crazy shit you've been on with
Oh,
with
bro,
the
this
new
shit is fucking crazy, man.
Dude, so you're
Okay.
getting a low cost per lead, but you're also getting a low cost per acquisition because you close one of these guys, right?
Yeah, man. And honestly, I could have closed the guy today. I had a sales call today. He came up with the lamest fucking excuse was his excuse was anyways, he agreed he loved the system, whatever. And then after the price drop, he's like, oh man, the thing is that it's like I'm doing this thing that I like with my fashion photography and I don't want to switch it. I don't want to do and or I want to do and. So he doesn't want to do this or that. He wants to do both, but he feels like this needs too much time for him to do it and he won't be able to do it because he's only relying on weekends. And yeah. Um long story short, my bad man. That was
Oh, it's all good. Do you think it was like, what do you think it was? Like uncertainty, doubt, him just being a little bitch? Like, what do you think it was?
so I pushed him a little bit and I was telling him like he's making 3K. He was saying 1 to 3K. But some shoots are not paid. He's just only doing like fashion shoots. And so I asked him like because he said he's like now things are picking up. And I asked him, so it's like if you're gonna be doing this fashion shoots now, like in 6 months or a year from now, are you gonna be okay with that? Are you okay with doing what you're doing now? Since that's basically what he was deciding there on the call. He's like, oh, I just want to keep doing this. Long story short, that's what he was saying. He's like, that's a good question. And he's basically just saying that he's what he's built in terms of the reputation with the model agencies that are calling him now for shoots. He doesn't know if he wants to give that up and totally go for something else. So I don't know if he doesn't believe in the system because he seemed like he loves it. And I don't know if it's a legit excuse, like he doesn't want to stop what he's been working on to just stop that cold turkey and start working on something else.
Mm.
Um, so it's a good question, bro. I don't know if it's uncertainty in terms of that. What I propose to him is like, hey, you can learn something for 3 months here that can help your business, whatever it is that you're working on.
Hmm.
I left it at that, but
Yeah, I feel like I like the question you asked of like, well, would you be okay with if this happens? I don't know if maybe use any more words than that, but like what I would do is I would have harped on the fact that like, hey, whatever you're doing, you've been doing for a while and clearly hasn't gotten you to your revenue goal. So if you continue to do the same thing, it's not going to help you get to that next level that you're trying to unlock. Doing the same thing is expecting a different outcome, as Einstein says, is insanity. So I'm guessing you maybe harped on that a little bit. You went on a little bit about that. If you haven't, like that's what I would have maybe done a little bit more. Um, but yeah.
Is Esto is you are you still pitching like the minis thing, or is it like are you guys like selling weddings now? Because I'm getting kind of out of the loop, so some context be nice too.
So I'm saying right off the bat, like, hey, I'm making them watch the video. This has been 2 times back to back. I'm making them watch the videos beforehand, the mechanism video, and then I'm telling them like, hey, everything that I'm gonna be going through here is it's about this portrait session, but since you told me in the discovery call that you're about weddings, it's going to be a little bit different. So going through the slides as if it's the mini sessions, but I'm also sprinkling in, oh, but this is going to be wedding, so it's going to be different leads or different um price point because they're going to be making more or whatever.
Okay, so you're kind of like selling it like minis, but you're just saying, but these are going to be like high ticket
Or
basically,
hypotheticals,
flipping it
like telling them pure hypotheticals because they haven't asked for any numbers about the wedding, luckily. But yeah.
for sure. Okay, yeah, I was just curious if you guys have been like still, because I know minis is kind of broken, so I'm like, are we still pushing that, or is it because
No,
I know
no,
there's like a certain thing we're trying to get them onto the weddings at some point. I'm
no.
curious when that happens.
No, no, we're not pushing minis at all. I think, Ronnie, for example, he's like back to back. I think he's closed like he's had 4 sales calls, he's closed all 4 of them.
Oh
And
well,
what he's doing is he's just kind of pitching, he's saying on on the discovery, hey, are you open to weddings? On the sales call, are you open to weddings? Cool, man. So I'm going to share something with you. And then I think he just like focuses on that. And then when he gets to like, I'll have to ask him. I don't know if he's gonna hop in today, but I think what he's doing is he's waiting till the onboarding to like tell him, okay, here's the game plan. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna start with weddings, and the reason for that is that right now is perfect for wedding season. So if we launch as for portraits because it's a little bit cold outside and all this stuff, people are not gonna jump on it right away. So right now, what we need to do is focus on weddings. So we're gonna run that for a few months, and then once we've done that, then we're gonna move over to portraits, and then you can move things around from weddings to portraits to like maternity to there's different times of the years that different things work. Like there's a time of the year where senior portraits work really well. And so he kind of like helps them understand that on the onboarding call. And then they're like, okay, yeah, sounds good. And then what's crazy is then obviously we send like all this course material has nothing to do with anything that we explain on the sales call. And everybody's completely cool with it. Everybody's cool with it. They're all like, all right, bingo. It's like they just peanut brains. I don't, it's the craziest shit. But
crazy. Someone even reached out to Wendy. It's like, hey, I'm part of, or it's like, is this legit? Is Ronnie legit? And da 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 da. And then Wendy thought she would have to sell him on like everything's good, everything to whatever to get this guy to be like, okay, I'm considering Ronnie. But I guess she talked to him some more, and he's like, no, I'm already in the program. I just wanted to chop it up with you because he mentioned you pretty much. I was just like, wait, so this guy's already sold. He just wanted to like, he probably wanted a little reassurance, not gonna lie, but it's
yeah,
great. It's just funny. It's like they're reaching out to her when they're already in the program.
the weird fucking ancestral shit you three have together. It's so weird, but it's working. So whatever. It is what it is. You guys are making money, closing deals, cool. It is what it is. But excellent. So back to you, bro. Like, so you spent what me and Rippy were talking about was like just like what would your theoretical cost per acquisition be? So like how many so in terms of how much you spent, how many calls did you book? Obviously you spent more money since then, but like what I'm trying to figure out is like what your theoretical cost per like sales call would be then. If your cost per acquisition is like $74, like theoretically, what's your cost per book sales call, do you think?
Well, I did pause the ads like completely.
Okay, okay, okay.
So I just booked another sales call from the same batch.
Hmm.
And I still have like a lot more to go in terms of different leads who I haven't contacted. So it's 3 sales call as of now. Of book sales call, only 2 live sales call. And 3 book sales call divided by 78. That would be or 78 divided by 3. That would be 26 cost per booked sales call. Um and whoops, 78 divided by 2. And 39 cost per live sales call. But that's only I still have like more than half, bro. Bro, I'm trying, man. This is one of those
That's
things about those discovery shit, bro. It's like so many discovery calls. I like the first day that I paused it was 5 discovery calls. They all booked by themselves. And then like 3 when we were talking and 2 others booked. And
mhm.
I don't know how they're booking exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the at the end of the mini session form thingy, it has that book session. Some of them might save it and then just book it some other time
Yeah.
because
Yeah, yeah, it's probably what's happening.
manually going back and forth and sending them the link, which I was gonna like try to make a mass text for the other ones, but I want to get one round of calling them, of like double dialing them first, and then sending a text like, hey, try to reach you, blah blah blah. This is the link, and then I'll continue the follow up, but at least they'll have a link in case some of them do see those messages and book themselves.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. I mean, I've kind of created some material on this, but like, depending on your ad strategy, it's like, do you want more volume or do you want less volume and higher ticket? And so right now you're playing like the volume game, which is fine. If you guys can, again, this is kind of why I gave you guys that tip of like, retaining people today. Because like if you guys can get that, where like bare minimum, again with Ronnie, for example, he keeps pitching the 1500, 600. I was just telling Riviera this, like he's 4 for 4 the last like four sales calls. And he keeps saying the 600, 1500, and then people keep saying, oh, 600. Or they keep either they hit the 600, they say he has to get them down to 150. But like now it's like, okay, well, if I can guarantee damn near close everybody, right? Not everybody, but like again, you're going to close like 70% of people at this point with that week to week offer and you get them to pay 600 bare minimum or they get a fee or whatever. Like, I mean, everybody's pretty much Gucci. And at that point, I think the next level is if you guys keep running it the way that you have it set up, Esteban, typically for a high volume business like this, you typically have at least one person in the setter role. So one person doing the discovery calls. That allows you to free up your time to do the sales calls.
Okay.
Right? Because like right now, you see the constraint. That's what this funnel is like. Like whenever you do instant format, whenever people typically like whatever you've cracked, I have never seen it. I have never seen it in my life. I have seen people, the equivalent of what you're doing is like the follower Instagram growth funnel, which is like you're getting a shit ton of followers in, and then you're DMing them and pushing them to a sales call. So one person inside the DMs, like the way Mason has it set up, they have somebody that they pay that's inside the DM setting up all the calls, and then Mason's the one that takes the sales calls.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
so this way, if you don't have to turn off your ads, you have somebody in place that's constantly doing all the discovery, setting up all these sales calls for you, and then all you're doing is just swing, close, swing, close, swing, close. That's kind of what I see being potentially ideal for you. So, like right now, it's like the game plan is like let's close a few of these deals, stack up some cash, and then at that point, you can maybe bring somebody on. Again, assuming you want to continue to do this, this funnel, this niche for a little while, it would probably bring maybe some potentially bringing somebody on so that you don't have to turn your ads off, on and off, on and off.
Okay. I was sort of entertaining doing the AI conversation. Not the outbounds at all, but at least a conversation. I don't think the outbound is quite there yet, but at least a conversation because that's kind of what I was doing manually, kind of trying to get them to answer and then sending that link. But I think AI would be able to handle that like pretty well. And can kind of in a way be a setter who's at least sending all that link so that way they can book a call.
Hmm. Gotcha. You're sending a link to what? Your calendar page?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So you're sending a link to calendar page, and then are you like through text telling them to watch a mechanism video, or you're just kind of like leaving it there? You're just
Just
trying to get them to book the call.
yeah, and the mechanism video, I try to make it a point for them to see him after the discovery call.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Cool, cool. Um, So yeah, I mean, bro, I mean, your numbers are just unbelievable. Like I've never, I told Riviera you should see his face. He was like, no way.
It's crazy, man. I'm like,
It's nuts, bro. Like, I mean, just, I wanted to keep typing, but like, Hormozy has said before, he's like, the businesses that have been successful have at least a 10x like he was like every successful business I've ever had has done at least a 10x return on ad spend. The ones that are gold mines like hitters are 100x's on return on ad spend. So right now, as crazy as it sounds, bro, if you're spending $100, like let's just say averages out to $100 cost per acquisition and you're able to make at least $1,000, you're already at 10x. You know what I mean? Like that's already like a home run. It's just a matter of having enough people to handle that volume, right? Having like a setter or whatever you need to have. So like the numbers are crazy, bro, in terms of what you have right now. So what I'm really excited about is seeing what happens once you guys are able to get these people to like close some weddings. That now you turn $100 into like get the average photographer to spend 3 to 5 thousand with you. Now it's like lights out.
yeah, that's insane.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys get there.
Hell yeah, man.
And sorry, I just jumped back in. And I kind of was logistics. I'm moving around, but what are you selling exactly, Esto? Is it like Ronnie with the 600 or in the 1500, or is it anything different
So
than
yeah, the same exact thing as we've always had for the most part. The only thing that has changed was basically that stuff that I put in the group chat, which is website plus instant form. That's literally like the only thing. And aside from that, um, literally everything the same in the sales call. The only difference is like what we were talking about, trying to push them from the very beginning of the discovery call, trying to push them to weddings. Even just asking them like, "Hey, have you done this?" Or I'd like to actually check out their IGs or their website. That way, I already have that in my mind. I'm like, "Hey, I saw that you do weddings. Are you open to doing that?" Because that's a bigger ticket. Um, yeah.
Ronnie, are you when it comes to wedding stuff, are you telling them, hey, we're gonna be doing weddings, all that stuff on the sales call, or are you just pretty much just asking them, hey, are you open to doing weddings? And then on your onboarding is when you tell them we're really doing weddings. Like when do they find out that you're gonna focus on weddings? On the at the end of the sales call, on the sales call, or after on the onboarding?
So actually, towards the end of the sales call.
So what do you say to them? What do you like saying?
So when I do the qualifications, like, hey, so which one of these sub niches do you want to put a focus on? I kind of find out if they're open to doing weddings. If they're open to doing weddings, I kind of ask them like, hey, what's your experience with weddings so far? Do you have any content posted with weddings? And then if that's kind of green, then I'll push through the sales call with the original script, and then um by the end of the sales call, I reconfirmed that like, hey, you said you're open to doing weddings as well, right? And then I hit them with the like, hey, wedding season is kind of like right around the corner. I think this is something that we should really put a huge focus on right now, um, just because wedding season is right around the corner. So that's kind of how I transitioned that
What
the call.
At what point are you saying that last line of like, hey, you know what, now that I think about it, weddings would be like perfect right now. Are you saying that before do you know approximately what slide or what part of the sales call is it before the hell yeah, hell no? Like at what point are you typically going over that?
Usually after pretty much I collect payment, I obviously do the hell yeah, hell no, and then I collect payment, and then after I collect payment, I basically recap of like, hey, you said you were open to doing weddings. Actually, I just remembered that like wedding season is right around the corner. This is actually like a really hot time to get into that, and then I kind of give them that like light bulb moment, and they're like, oh yeah, you're right. It actually is wedding moment right now. And then I kind of like hype them up for that.
So the only time you bring up weddings, so you only basically bring up weddings during the qualifications, then you follow the script exactly as it is. You don't really talk about weddings throughout, and then after you collect payment, then you talk about weddings again. So those are the only two times.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well there you go, Estelan and Riviera. That's how Ronnie's doing it, if that makes sense. Does
So
that answer your question a little bit, Riviera?
I think he
Oh
left.
yeah, that was really no, that's really good. Dang, I didn't even know that you just did it like right at the end. That's crazy.
So yeah, it's like so Estelan, it sounds like Estelan is doing something a little bit different than Ronnie. And what I would say, Estelan is like Ronnie is like he's like fourth before the last sales calls, and every single person has been down for weddings. So I bring that up because I think Estelan, like you know how you had like a little bit of uncertainty doubt? Maybe it's because you're trying to mix and match too much, where it's like at the very beginning you just talk about the wedding stuff and then the rest of the whole process you like talk about wedding. So at the during the qualifications you basically, I don't know how you do it, but the way Ryan does, he has like all these different sub niches on the screen that says which one of these are you like interested in. This one, okay, great. Weddings, okay, fantastic. We'll talk about weddings down the road. Are you interested in boudoir? Yeah, cool. No, okay. And then all these different, it's like, all right, cool. So now that I know this, I'm gonna kind of put like I'll swing circle back to this, and then the rest of the conversation is the exact same. And then it's only after he collects payment that he brings it up again. But then when he brings it up, he like really milks it. And the reason I think this is important is because when you say like, hey, we're doing the strategy also for weddings the same, I think there can be some uncertainty. I don't think that was the case with your guy, but there could be some uncertainty. It's like, well, what does the wedding ad look like? What does the follow-up look like? What does like how does the upsell work? I think subconsciously people could wonder those kinds of things.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's probably better to say at the end so those random questions don't pop up.
Yeah, I think maybe it's like when you have the qualification. So Riviera and Eslan, both for both of you guys, like whenever you guys have that qualifications page where you say, hey, which one of these are you interested in? I think maybe milk the weddings a little bit more. So like they say portrait, all right, perfect, cool. Yeah, our bread and butter is this, and so we'll share that with you. How about weddings? You guys do that? Yeah, okay, cool. We'll circle back to this one because this one's like really hot right now. It's like wedding season. Hopefully I don't forget. I'll make sure I'll try to come back to this one, but this one's like really hot right now. So there's definitely a lot of money to be made right now. And especially I don't want to spend too long here, Jonathan, but like right now, as you know, there's like with wedding season coming around the corner, a lot of these people, what they're doing is they're actually booking out last minute. So what they'll come to find is that, oh, I didn't plan on having the budget, but now I do. Or, oh my God, I got to scrap and find somebody as soon as possible. So now it becomes like not, instead of like a want, but a need. And so there's like this kind of knee jerk like reaction of scarcity and urgency. So that's why this is really hot this time of the season. But again, we'll circle back to this here in a bit. And then you move on to the next one. What about boudoir? Is this something you shoot? And then just I'm kind of moving through it fast. And again, I'm kind of looking at their face as well. I want to like milk it where they're like, yeah, that sounds so smart. That sounds so good. And then at the very end of the sales call, again, kind of like how Ronnie does it. I think that's what I would probably be doing if I were you guys. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Esteban and Riviera. But yeah, anyways, Esteban, bro, like what I know we're already 37 minutes in. Let's hop into like questions. What specifically did you want to go over today, bro?
Um, the question I had was in terms of like the KPI, how to set it up, because I wanted to update it today. Um, but since I guess we're relying a little bit less on like the cost per link click or whatever in terms of like the actual booking page,
Mm-hmm.
and those link views or whatever they're called, and relying or at least I'm relying more so on the instant form, how to organize the KPI.
I think the most, I mean, like, I don't, the thing is, like, do you know how to, like, see how many people visit the funnel or no?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have go high level, so you kind of, yeah. So if it were me, the most important thing at this point, because the costs are just so damn cheap, bro, is like, I think I would have link clicks from ads. I think I would have cost per link click from ads. And so again, I'm just looking at like ads manager. Because that should be accurate. Like, okay, oh, by the way, man, me and fucking Jorge figured this crazy shit out, bro. This is important. I didn't want to share it because I didn't think it applied too much, but Jorge's numbers were so out of whack. And we figured out what the issue was, by the way. So basically, all right, this is really important. So I have been tracking for the longest time unique link click what and I fed this to ChatGPT and like make sure I figure out all the different links. There's so many different types. So what it is you want to look for so I figure out all the types. There's like link click, and then there's like outbound link click, and then there's like landing page view. These are all different things. So link click is like somebody is like clicking anything on they're clicking to like expand and read more of the copy, for example, right? They're clicking to like rewatch the video. And then an outbound link click is they're clicking the learn more button, right? That call to action button in order to like do the thing. And then landing page view is what percentage of people like not percentage, which one, how many of them actually visit that landing page, actually like the page loaded. So what we found for Riviera was like this was like 100, for example, and this was like two, which is crazy because we were looking at this low ticket phone. We're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is the cost like ridiculous? And we came to find is a bunch of people were basically outbound link clicking, so they were clicking along to learn more button, but the page wasn't fucking loading. And we came to find is like his fucking funnel was broken. That's what the issue was all this time. It was crazy. And so, and then yeah, so I just want to share that with you guys. I've never seen that before with anybody being an issue, but I just want to share that with you guys. So what I'm trying to get at, bro, Eslan, is you want to track, I think, outbound link clicks, which is like that button in order to get off social media. Um, but again, I don't know if that outbound link click would apply to the instant formats because you're not literally going off social media.
But like some people have been, like a good amount of people, like five of them have booked their own thing without me sending them the link. So they're at the end of the instant formats, I have, instead of call now, I have book your call.
Yeah, what I'm getting at, bro, is like for outbound link click, I don't know if outbound link click is like, let's say this is the ad, and then you know how there's like a learn more button or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know if this would count as outbound link click or like once they click go through and they go to the form and then there's a button here, which then takes them here. I don't know if this one or this one is the outbound link is kind of what I'm getting at, bro.
Got it. Okay.
So what I would be tracking is I would be tracking this number right here. So if you want to go into ChatGPT and like figure out which one of those link clicks that is, and then I would be tracking like this button, this one right here, and then I would be tracking the people that land on this page right here. I would be just tracking all of them just to track them. This one obviously you're gonna get from like Go High Level, and then both of these you're gonna get from Facebook Ads Manager. But more importantly, bro, your most important metric is just like your cost per book call, cost per live call, discovery call, cost per book sales call, cost per live sales call. Like these are the most important things at this point for you. Like these things are honestly they don't even really matter that much because your costs are so fucking cheap, bro. Your costs are so cheap, it's this is what matters.
Okay.
So just focus on like really tracking this. If you can track this shit, like good, but like it's not that important, I don't think. Just get as much data as you can, just track it. Cause here's the reality. Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place. What I'm getting at is like I don't personally, I know I believe that this is the most important thing, and I don't know which one of these metrics is going to help us make a decision down the road. So just track as many of these as possible that you're not going to like pull your brain out or like pull your hair out. Is it going to be this one that we want to care about? Is it going to be this one that we want to care about? Is it this? I don't know. Like maybe in 2 months we're gonna figure out like, okay, we need to focus more on increasing this or this or this. I just don't know yet. But for now, I know this is all that matters. Does that
Okay.
help a little bit?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. Um, what else you got for me, bro?
That's literally it in terms of that. Then I'm thinking by tomorrow I should have the rest of the other people at least called at least twice. Um, which I think that's gonna say a lot because based off the 29 people that came in, those leads, that could potentially get five more discovery calls. If I could close three or four, then that will actually like be able to tell us like if you guys wanna um like change to this and try something like that. And in addition to that, what do you think about the idea of setting up the AI conversation in Go High Level? It looks to be so easy to set up in terms of having it talk to the leads who haven't booked a call so that way they can book a call because I guess that's what you're saying is what actually matters.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's based off of what you're sharing, bro. Like I would your bottleneck right now is very obviously like just you can't handle the volume. So let's solve that bottleneck. So if A and I do believe that AI will potentially help with solving that bottleneck. So I agree. That's probably the right move.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good move, bro. So let's do that. And then that should hopefully free up a little bit more time for you, and maybe you're able to keep the ads on consistent, maybe at a lower budget. Um, yeah, I definitely want to. I know it's hard, but I want to see you be able to keep the budget, keep the ad spend on. Um, you know, but yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. In terms of, I think remove that bottleneck, and I think you'll be in a uh, you'll be gravy, bro. Um, so you said 5 people booked on their own?
Yeah,
So out of those 5, you've had a conversation with 2 of that 5?
I've had a sales call with 2 out of 5.
So 2 out of 5, so 5 people booked a discovery call on your calendar. Out of those 5, how many have you had a discovery call with?
I want to say four. Let me see.
Okay.
I'm at least keeping that updated. Let me see.
What
One,
what
two.
I'm the reason I'm asking this question is what I'm trying to figure out is these people that are booking, I'm just trying to figure out like are they like ghosting or are they legitimate like they're showing up and stuff like that. So far, if you're saying you spoke to 4 out of 5, then I mean that I think that pretty much tells us like what we need to know, which is like these are quality.
Yeah, which is the part that I'm very surprised about. That it's like it's quantity, but so far I have been able to at least the ones I have booked. The other ones I'm going through the same process of calling and trying to get them on and stuff like that. But um, especially with the first day, it seemed like everybody was answering when I was like, what the hell? Now I had to call, double call, text, and trying to get people to actually get back on. But that's obviously my fault because I waited also, more than 4 days to hit up those leads. So that's also on me.
Yeah, yeah. It's understandable. I mean, you're as surprised as I was, bro, about this. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I have no, I'm all ears, bro. Like, I mean, I'm excited. Like, I'm feeling good about everything, bro. Um, do you, I know we spoke, this is kind of off topic, but like, I know we spoke a lot about like, I wrote you like a freaking novel and we had like kind of a game plan. Do you feel like we're on the right track based off of like what you're seeing so far?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I think so too, bro. Especially after like seeing this and seeing how fast you're able to close. It's like, yeah, bro, just do more. Just do more. You're gonna be good, bro. That's all it is, bro. Keep closing and stacking that cash, bro. We'll be good.
For sure, man.
Um, other questions, bro?
Nothing.
All right.
So yeah,
Cool.
appreciate the help.
Absolutely, bro. All right. I'm gonna keep it moving. I don't know if anybody else typed out questions here. So I'll move on to Aiden. So running out. All right, so Aiden, you there, bro? I don't know if he's there. I'll try again. Aiden, you there, man? If not, we're gonna circle back. Might be a little bit busy right now. Um, Jorge, I had some thoughts for you in terms of the loom. So we'll go over that, bro. But Riviera, did you have anything? Any more questions, bro?
No, I'm just pretty freaking excited. That sounds, yeah, I just want to turn my shit back on and then probably just rewatch this call in terms of like anything new you guys are doing. Just to make sure I'm on the right track. But I think questions will occur once I'm like kind of getting everything kind of ready for launch again.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Just launch, bro. Like no need. No. I would say the mechanism of it, and even you, Eslan, bro. I think like if you're gonna carve time to do anything, like work on that mechanism video. I think that new mechanism video, the one that me and Ronnie were working on, is gonna help everybody out a lot. It's a lot clearer and easier to understand, everything like that. And that was like the big unlock for Ronnie. Like he was really struggling for a while, and then what we did is the mechanism, the way we explained step one, two, three, four. I had Ronnie kind of like write stuff out and then put in ChatGPT and then come back to me and then I refined it and then he just started using that on his discovery sales call and he started closing again, like closing crazy.
Right.
So it's like it's that mechanism part.
I saw the mech.
Okay,
It's really good before
cool.
even. So yeah.
And then that's a script you sent me, Cushing. So if I film that, I'm able to make what Ronnie made.
Yeah, so I'll just really quickly, I know that Eslan saw it, but what I'm referring to, Rivera, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I'm talking about this right here. Um,
It's turned into a habit of 3 sheets a week, resulting in $10,000 a month. Now, if you want to verify with what I just shared with you, feel free to reach out to Wendy regarding her experience with us after you finish watching the video. She's an open book. I left all of her contact information on the screen, so whether you want to.
so I don't know if that script sounds familiar, but it's this one. Um, And so if you give it a watch and then I left a bunch of comments in terms of like the edits and
Okay.
you should be good. Like the reason I shared it is like the way he started editing his video is very much what I imagined the
Hmm.
video to look like. So I think if you're gonna put time and energy into something, like work on this video, like I would say even Eslan, bro, like recreate this and I think you guys this is gonna serve you guys really well in terms of your sales calls. You guys are already closing great, but like this will help if you guys wanted to. If there's anything you're gonna put time and energy into, it's gonna be this. If I were you guys, so that you guys have less uncertainty, doubt, and higher close rate. I think this will really help you guys. I know it did for Ronnie. Again, back to back four closes in a row. I think this is a big part. Like just kind of how he's like pitching and being more logical on his sales calls about the mechanism.
Okay. If I'm
Um,
able to say the same things, maybe I can like download that video and then like cut out the parts where it goes to like whatever, like the parts where it looks like he's on a whiteboard, or maybe just punch that into the same talking points when I'm saying it. I don't know if that's cool, but
I this video, so this is like a screen recording, I think, of like his Premiere. So the quality is not there at all.
oh, okay.
Yeah, the quality's not there. So yeah, you're gonna wanna
Yeah.
Recreate it.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, no
yeah.
worries. But
But,
yeah, thanks for yeah, I'll check it out.
yeah, check it out. It's pretty cut and dry. So yeah. Anything else, Riviera?
No, that's it. I do have some shoots coming up, so I'm kind of scared to launch for that. But I think that's just a me thing. But I think I just have to again maybe explore AI too, like Esto. But you know, mine's not like a forever thing. It's just temporary stuff. So
Yeah. When are your shoots?
um um it's kind of this week and next week seem to be, and then April, end of April seem to be the heavy points, but everything in between that is pretty clear.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, cool, cool. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think if you launch, like what would be great, Riviera, is if you could launch like ASAP, like tomorrow, man. And then
Hmm.
you can like close based off what I'm seeing with Eslan and Ronnie, like I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you close like 5 deals before then, man. Like honestly. Um, I'm serious. Close like 5 deals and kind of like build up a little bit of momentum. And then this way, by the time your shoots are done, these guys have made some money, and then we're retaining them and all that stuff. I think that'd be great if you could do that.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll try to aim for the tomorrow launch.
Sweet, sweet. Um, I did want to share this with you guys, Eslan and Ronnie. So Riviera put something together for Tim. So he kind of went through my training and he went through Alex Moss training. And so he gave him a discovery call script. So this might be good. And then a sales call script. So maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing, Riviera would probably be pretty chill with you guys like having a look at it. Um, and probably be like helpful for your clients. Obviously, like my course material, but then maybe having some scripts would be helpful for them as well. So yeah, just want to share that really quick. But yeah. River, if there's anything, you let me know, okay?
For sure. Thanks, Kushi.
Yep. Ron, you have any questions about your stuff?
I think I'm good for right now. I have a question though. Like, let's say, hypothetically, like, because I do have my ads turned off at the moment, but let's say the people, we are trying to transition them into doing weddings, but what if the people can't, like, are not open to doing weddings? What should we still do with those people?
What do you mean? Like the people that you have not closed yet or the people that you have closed?
So for the people, let's just say I were hypothetically to turn my ads back on in the future. And let's just say like, they're open to doing weddings, great. But let's say the people that are not open to doing weddings, like what do you think we should do with those people?
I In terms of photography ads, the only thing I've seen work are boudoir ads, wedding ads. That's it. I'm
Okay.
I'm sure there's a high school or senior portrait like all that, but like from what I have seen, I haven't seen a high enough ROI in terms of any niche right now, other than boudoir and weddings. Unless Essalon, have you seen anything or River, have you guys seen anything that has blown your mind in terms of return on ad spend from ads?
I've seen a lot of personal brands who have like their portrait stuff, but they definitely look like they are a personal brand trying to advertise, but I don't know if it doesn't look like it's going to, like I look at the engagement, it doesn't look like they're very people engage with them a lot, but who knows?
Yeah,
Well, there's people out there trying to do other stuff, but who knows if they actually, are being profitable with it.
yeah. So are you talking about organic Essalon or are you talking about like somebody that's running ads?
Running ads. I've seen plenty of people like blah 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 family sessions or some portrait session or
So you've
something
seen
to try to get
portraits.
for
So you've seen portraits. Have you
yeah.
seen any other niche? Obviously, like we see ads for wedding photos all the time. Have you seen any? I've seen basically portraits. I've seen weddings. Um, I've seen boudoir. That's I've seen some product stuff. Usually the way they brand themselves is, hey, we'll take some photos and stuff for your Facebook ads or something like that, like product stuff. But yeah, I haven't seen anything else.
I've seen more seniors and one that could be that we can maybe entertain in terms of senior is those DM ads for Instagram. And
Yeah,
that one looked like it was pretty good what that guy had going on. I
yeah,
don't know if I saved it or not, but I could look for it. Because some
yeah,
people just don't want to do weddings. Like the one who said he couldn't do it. The my last sales call, he
yeah,
did not want to do weddings.
yeah.
So I'm selling him on portraits, but he's more of a fashion type of guy. But who knows if he would have done seniors?
Right. I would say, Ronnie, like there's so many photographers, there's so many fish in the sea. It's not worth your time and energy, in my opinion, to do anything other than the weddings. Just like there's just again, if you look at Esson, the guy had like I don't know, like 50 leads in like 2 days, right? Like crazy numbers. So it's like there's just so many fish in the sea that you don't need to, and
Yeah.
it's extremely difficult. Like just getting these guys to do the wedding photos, you're gonna realize it's very difficult. It's gonna be very difficult for you to coach them. Trying to do anything else is gonna be difficult. I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, Ronnie?
No, I think that's about it.
Do you have a question that maybe you can get the perspective from like Eslan or Revere? Like, do you want to kind of hear maybe from those guys because they were doing something similar to you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to hear, but I'd love to hear some of their perspectives as well, like what they're thinking.
Like, what would be your like specific question for them? Like, is there a specific question like on service delivery, for example, or like do you have a very specific question that you want to maybe get Eslan or Revere's perspective on?
I'll get back to you on that, but definitely I think I might have a question on like the service delivery because like I've like this is like my first time like trying to do service delivery like with the weddings, so like I really don't know what to expect. Um,
Yeah, yeah. You guys are all kind of in the same place. I think Riviera is hasn't launched for Tim yet. Eslan, have you launched wedding ads for anybody, bro?
I have not, no.
Okay, so you're actually like the furthest ahead at this point, Ronnie, in terms of like having them watch course material and actually getting as far ahead. So you guys are all pretty like around the same place. Like you guys are all at the infancy stage. So I think you guys are all going to kind of learn together.
but what you were saying is that like just like mainly like put a focus on to like the like you're just saying like wedding ads and boudoir is like the most profitable niche right now with the ads is what you're saying, or
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that if a photographer comes to you, if they're not down to do weddings, it's just not worth having a conversation with them.
yeah. I was just gonna say like I had somebody actually like reach out to me today and like she was saying like, hey, I kind of want to do things on my own. Um, essentially like since I know that it's gonna be really hard for them to like to be profitable with paying an agency, like couldn't I just like maybe just sell them on like how to set things up themselves? She told me that she was having phone calls, people were trying to sell her for like $2,000 to $3,000.
What is she trying to do? Portrait, boudoir, weddings? What is she trying to do?
She I think she's pretty open, but the one thing that she didn't want to do was weddings. So I was like, dang, I mean, I can't really sell her because she's not doing weddings, but she's doing like a lot of portraits, things like that. I still have to ask her through the qualifications, which I can figure exactly like what she's open to doing. But it sounded like she had like a huge emphasis on like portraits based on like what the conversation we had. But she like it sounds like she wants to like she was like in the process of trying to get things set up herself. Like she was having sales calls with other people and they were trying to sell her for like $2,000 to $3,000.
So if you wanted to, so again, I wouldn't hop on and try to make this a monthly thing. I would just like say, hey, look, if you want, I'll hop on, and I typically charge, $600 a month for this. What I'd
Yeah.
be happy to do is give you an hour of my time, and just help you set everything up, and then you ask me as many questions as you want for 1 to 2 hours, and then I'll give you all these resources, and then you can just go at it, and then I'll give it to you all for 250. And then if you want more hands-on, then you let me know. And then at that point, you can pay the difference, which is $600 per month. So you can pay, for 350 for a month. But she's probably not going to do it. You're just going to kind of say that to position it, make it seem nice, where you're like, hey, look, I'll give it to you for 250, and then you pay me $600 a month if you want me to be more hands-on. This way, when you say it that way, 250 sounds pretty nice.
She was already like willing to like pay me like 600 like with our strategy to like work like it's about $1,800 for the 3 months, but like I don't know if you have that on hand, and I tried to see if she did. She's like, yeah, I can make that work, but I was like, all right, for sure, but just wanted to confirm you at least have like the $600 for the first month liquid. You have that right now, right? She's like, yeah, I have that right now, and you can get started as soon as possible. So she said she can get started as soon as possible, so I know I can at least get 600 from her on the spot.
So if you want to, you can, but again, I just wouldn't spend too much time and energy on it because it's just most likely not going. If you charge her 600 and set everything up and give her all the training, and if she's a beast, maybe she can make an ROI on that.
Yeah.
She can turn the 600 into like 2 grand, but that's probably the maximum she's gonna be able to do
Yeah, I'd probably just not even might not even deal with them. I'm just gonna focus on like the clients that I have right now.
yeah, that's what I would do is I wouldn't try to sell her and all that stuff.
Okay.
It's not where what's worth it right now is like again the strategy you've been doing of like, hey, look, it's $150 a week, but bare minimum you're gonna have to pay 600 or else I'm gonna
Yeah,
charge.
yeah,
So you're gonna make that money anyway. So why not take the easy money?
yeah,
If you work your ass off and you work with somebody, option one is you're getting great results and they stay with you month after month after month. They stay with you for 3, 4 months. Option two is you at least get your $600. Versus with her, you're gonna give her some shit that's really not gonna serve her, and then she might bitch and moan and all this stuff down the road, and just you're gonna lose your focus.
yeah,
So it's much more important to just like focus on these 4 or 5 people that you have.
yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay.
If,
Uh,
if I
yeah,
can ask something.
yeah, yeah.
So I was thinking because that's a very good point that Ronnie says right there in terms of these clients who come in or these leads who come in and they don't want to do weddings. Um, one way that I was positioning it to this guy, the one that didn't want to do it, um, was like that like if he's going to learn how to run ads himself, since we're doing the whole course type of thing. Um, if Ronnie, just hypothetically speaking, if he does that hour call, um, type of deal where he's just showing them how to run the ads and he just sets expectations like, hey, I'll set up everything that we have going on, and I'll show you how to run the ads. What you're paying for is that what they're paying for is to learn how to run the ads so that way they're not paying their agency. Can he just like spend 2 hours, make that money, and then just that's what they paid for? They paid for to learn how to run the ads. You know what I mean?
I mean, you have to decide, bro. You have to decide on like, because right now, the way I see it right now, bro, is like, I think that, I think that what I'm seeing with all of you guys is we had you guys all kind of like sold, and then the issue I saw, the bottleneck I saw was like service delivery. And so we all paused and then said, all right, fuck it, what can we do? And then we said weddings. And so I want to, for me, it's like I want to see that through. It's kind of like the whole thing of safety, right? Safety before taking risks. So it's like be safe, like bust your ass for the next 1, 2 months and make sure you guys are able to get these wedding guys results. Once you're there, you're like, all right, bro, like I know I can get people results in my sleep, and I know that money, I'm good for that money because even if they quit, I'm gonna get my money, I'm gonna get mine. But most likely they're gonna make their money. They're gonna be with me for 3 months. Once you have that security and you say, hey, bro, I got an extra few hours, I'll just go and take this 250. I think it makes sense. I mean, that's how I would view it. Um, I feel like right now, my opinion right now is that if you try to do that right now, bro, especially in your position where it's like you can't even keep your ads on right now because you're so busy, bro, is you're gonna stretch yourself too thin. That 250 is gonna cost you hundreds of dollars, in my opinion. I could be wrong. If you want to try it, like you can try it. I don't know. That's just my theory so far. I think you guys have a lot more bigger fish to fry if you guys really focus and, on this wedding stuff. But I hear you, bro. I hear you. I hear you. I
I
hear you.
was saying not charge 250, but him charge the actual whole 600.
Okay.
As if it was a month, and so essentially is setting up their ads as if they were a client, but letting them know with the expectation of like, hey, because that's what she wants. It sounds like that's what she wants is to just learn because she doesn't want to pay an agency. So he's giving her that, and he's not holding her like accountable for the stuff that she's the results that she's gonna get is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. If that's the case, bro, like 600 for 2 hours is not a bad gig, bro. It's not a bad gig. If you can position it the right way and, not lose focus and they're not going back and forth with you, like I guess if you want to give it a shot, you can give it a shot. See how it goes. It makes sense. Like what you're saying, it makes sense because you're gonna have some people, like you said, that are not gonna be down for weddings. Like, well, what can I do with these people that are down to pay something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You just have to kind of see for yourself, bro.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, see for yourself. See if it stretches you too thin or if it makes sense. Well, I guess like what was your, maybe I'm not directly answering your question. What exactly is your question? Your question is like, do you take these people on? Do you not take these people on? Do you charge the 600? What exactly is your question?
Um, do we take these people on one? But more than anything, I was speaking in terms of Ronnie's one because my guy, he for example, he didn't take it, so it doesn't apply. Um, but let's say I have someone who I'm thinking someone else would not be interested in weddings, and then I can kind of be like, okay, so since I know we're definitely not going to do the portrait, like we 100% aren't going to do the portrait ones. Instead of trying to sell them in a portrait that may not work, trying to sell it as like we're showing you how to, because we're never going to come cross path with them again. We're going to show you how to run your own ad so that way you don't have the golden handcuffs. You don't have to rely on
I
a
see, I see, I see.
marketing agency.
Yeah.
This is the fee for that, and
Yeah,
then you're off and go. You go and you do your thing. Best of luck, but at least you're gonna have this knowledge that you could take with you.
I
So
see. So what you're saying is you hop on a sales call and you find out that they're not down for weddings, but they have money, they are qualified, they just don't want to do weddings. And so what you're saying is, do you take it to the end of the sales call and position it as a consulting thing as opposed to a coaching program or an agency thing? It's like, hey, it's a 2 hour thing. It's only $600. I'm going to help you get all this stuff set up. You ask me as many questions you want in those 2 hours, and then you're going to be good for life. I'm going to teach you how to fish for yourself for free or for
exactly.
that
Yeah,
kind of.
since we're not gonna accept the portrait because it won't work, you know.
Right. So you're saying take the 600 and then help them set up the portrait stuff for themselves.
Yeah, for themselves, and then we'll be like, we're gonna set it up. However, we're not doing the managing or anything. We're just showing you. We'll set it up, but more than anything, we're showing you how to do the ads, which is more importantly, or how to set up the ads for that or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, see you, Rivera. Yeah, bro, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. If that's I give it a shot. Let me know how it goes, bro. Let me know how it goes. Keep me posted, just let me know how it goes. See if people take you up on that offer. Um, I hear you in terms of like why not give it a shot because otherwise you lose that money that you could might as well like maybe recoup. So I hear you. Yeah, just let me know. Just I would say yeah, do it. Give it a shot. We don't know until you do it.
True. Okay.
But what's the cons to it? There's got to be a con to it, right? Like I understand that you're saying like it can be very time consuming, like, but that's also like just depending on how you like phrase it, right? Like if you just make it like straight clear, it's like a 2 hour thing, you can go fish for yourself, then it wouldn't be much drag, right? Or is this, I don't know.
My thing is just like my psychology is always just like you just don't know until you do something. You don't
Yeah.
know if it's gonna be good, you don't know if it's gonna be bad, and there's always like devils and hooligans like lurking in the dark around the corner. You think something's gonna be a walk in the park, and then you get to doing it, and then all of a sudden you realize it's a huge time suck or whatever. In my experience, so it's just like the way my psychologist like I see the wedding thing, and it's very obvious to me that if you guys just crack service delivery, that is just going to work. For me, it's common sense. I just know it's common sense. For me, it is. To me, I can see that. And so it's just like put in that 1, 2, 3, 4 months to, maybe eat a little bit less because once you guys crack it, you're going to have a bunch of these clients that are never going to leave and your cost per acquisition is so low, it just makes sense. But if you devote focus here for a few 250 here, 250 there, it's never going to allow you to be as good as possible because your mind is not fully focused on one thing. That's the very basic, simple psychology, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
it's not very, I know it's not very tangible. It's just, this is just what I've seen in my life over and over and over and over and over. Whenever people try to eat too much, they don't eat it. They miss out on everything. That's what I'm just getting at. So what I'm saying is if you guys feel like you have the time, like go for it. In my opinion, I don't think either of you guys have the time for it. I don't think Eslan, you have the time for it. If you cannot even keep your ads on the whole time, no. Ronnie, if you're going to lose a client because you set up the ads incorrectly, no, right? These are two obvious things where you guys are losing money by not,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like to me, it's like you guys are already losing money and you guys are considering like taking more on your plate, right?
Makes
Uh,
sense.
so that's just my psychology. It's like if you guys are already losing money, then you're going elsewhere, you have less, you're going to lose even more money, right? So, but this is one of those things where it's just like if you want to give it a shot, like give it a shot. It's one of those things that even I'm just telling you my theory, my psychology, but like maybe this time, maybe I'm wrong. So that's what I'm saying. Like, go experiment if you want to get experiment, but like keep me posted, right? Because if you tell me, I still am like, bro, I tried this and that, and then if I can look at it and be like, oh, bro, you're actually like, this is actually terrible. There's actually cancer brewing. Maybe I can catch that before you. So that's what I'm saying. So if you and Ronnie, if you guys give it a shot, all I'm saying is keep me posted so I can like tell you like, okay, you guys are like missing out here, there. Like,
Yeah.
don't.
I think the reason for me, at least, that the question arises now is because I know we were pushing people towards wedding as much as possible. I just didn't know that we weren't accepting portraits until now. Um
There's no point accepting portraits. There's just no point. There's literally no point
yeah, I
because
agree.
it's just not the best use of your time. It's just not the best use of time. But if you're saying like, hey, we're not accepting portraits, but what do we do with it? Maybe, do we sell maybe a 2 hour consultation? I guess if you can get away with it, go for it. Again, I'm saying like test it for yourself. I just feel like what's going to happen here's again, I could be wrong here, but okay, let's just say you accept somebody. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to create some training material. You're going to have to organize it. You're going to have to set up your onboarding the right way. You might fuck up your onboarding where you have somebody that like bitches and moans, they ask for a chargeback, and then you have to revamp it. And so there goes like 4 days of your time.
Yeah.
That's how I'm kind of like thinking through it. So, um, it's not going to be obvious until it happens. Until you accept somebody and actually go through it, it's not going to become very obvious. But yeah. Um, but thank you for asking that question, Eslan, or else you wouldn't have like I'm telling everybody just don't even do portrait. Everything is weddings, push weddings. Um, so yeah. But yeah, other questions that you have, Ronnie or Eslan, regarding this?
Yeah, I had one more question. Like, I'm still like, I feel like I'm learning a lot. So I know like weddings, obviously weddings, it's a wedding. Somebody's getting married. Obviously, it's gonna be expensive. But like with boudoir, I'm trying to understand the psychology because I think I had a call with somebody and I think they said I don't remember if this is what they said because it was quite a while ago. I think they said they're like charging like $200-300 in the front end, but most of the money that they're making is on the back end. Like I don't even understand what boudoir quite is, what it exactly is. Like I know it's like woman empowerment or something like that, whatever. But like how are they making so much money on the back end?
Eslan, do you have experience with boudoir by any chance, or like know what the guys do?
Yeah, I've done boudoir a couple of sessions. So nothing too crazy, but it's all the same crap as a senior session. You can think about it like a senior photo session or the mini session offer.
Okay.
They're gonna come in, they're gonna do the digitals, and then they're gonna get upsold. Same thing, they can upsell prints, they can upsell more digitals,
Okay.
and I think you said you don't know much about it, but essentially it's woman empowerment, yes, but it's also women who they want sexy photos of themselves for their husband, so they might have some keepsakes for their husband. So there's more prints.
Yeah.
It could be a card, different things to upsell basically. So instead of charging 250 for the photo, which they call a setting fee, um that's going to include just the photographs if they want, or just the photo session itself for the photographer to come. But
Okay.
digitals, then they have to is all upselling basically.
Okay, so the digitals and physicals are considered upsells.
Yes.
Okay, but what do they get for the like I understand like 250s for the session, but do they get any photos with that or like
It's
how
every photographer does it different. So
okay.
back in the days, older style was like they did a sitting fee included nothing, and then you will come on and you will come in, choose the photos that you wanted, and then you will upsell there. But photographers, what they're doing now, they'll have a sitting fee, but they'll include 5 or 10 photos. If they want more, just like the mini sessions, then they can be like, okay, it's $50 extra if you want 5 photos, or if you want 12 photos, it's $100 extra or something like that.
Okay, got you. Okay.
And
Thank
then
you. Thank
also
you.
they could have some like dope ass portraits that they can like put it in the bedroom for their husband that looks like super sexy. That could be worth $500 that the woman will pay for. Because you're gonna
Okay.
we will position it as that. It's like, hey, your husband is gonna see you sexy for forever. You're gonna keep aging, getting old and fat, but your husband is always gonna see you looking sexy.
One thing that Eslan mentioned that made sense to me that clicked on is like how many times, guys are always like, hey, without being too vulgar here, send me nudes, right? Guys are always like texting, send me news or send me this or send me that. It's like now she has a plethora of shit that she can, and you can sell it that way, right? Eslan maybe sells it. It was like, hey, look, your husband's gonna ask for news. He's gonna ask for things that are spicy. Imagine I create a portfolio of like all these images. Now that's gonna keep your romantic life, sizzling for years to come. And then maybe there's even like a subscription, which is like, hey, once every 3 months we can come in here at a discounted rate, and then we can just keep that going. And then on top of that, I don't know that people think like this, but like during the war, right? Like guys always had like a locket with his girl's picture. He would always look at that. And so I think one thing Esteban mentioned, like about physical, is like you can sell women on that. Like, hey, give him like a book so that he can keep it at work or wherever he's busy, when he's traveling, he has something to see you by. And that's the men's language. They want to see that. And so women are like, okay, that makes total sense. It's worth buying that for my marriage, for my relationship. It's valuable to certain women.
And women just naturally want to spend more money, more than men.
Yeah, that's true too. But like, yeah, the psychology I could totally see. I'm glad Eslan brought up like relationship because that's probably a big part of it, right? Like a woman and a man's marriage is like invaluable to the right couple. And that's a big part of like keeping the relationship like hot and heavy and all that stuff.
That's a
But
good
yeah.
idea about the nudes. Well, that's a great ass fucking selling point. Uh,
Yeah, bro.
You
So
know what's funny, bro? I'll say this quick. Hopefully, if it's live, it gets chopped off. But I used to always joke around and tell people, like, part of my contract when I did Boudoir, I only did 2 sessions, and then I stopped because I didn't want to get in trouble. So I'm like, I'm never going to do this again.
yeah.
One Boudoir session, bro, was like actually oiling up the woman. I'm like, okay, I can't do this, man, because that is not, you know what I mean? You want to stay professional, but literally putting oil on it, you can imagine.
Did she ask you for that or something? She
Well,
asked you.
she's putting it on, but we were, joking around and shit.
Oh, dang.
But it's
Hopefully,
a terrible example.
hopefully you had your LLC at that point, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ever since I bankrupt that one and started a different one, so
Smart move.
I'm joking.
Do you know Michael Sasser?
Sounds familiar for some reason, but I don't know him right off the bat.
So Michael Sasser is probably he's like one of so he's huge on YouTube and he's probably one of the biggest when it comes to like boudoir photography. And so I met him in a mastermind back in 2020. And what I did is actually like when me and him met, I was like, oh, so you help photographers like get more boudoir sessions. He's like, yeah, I help on the art side. I was like, what about the business side? He's like, it's really hard for me to help them. And so what I did is actually built a sales funnel for him, and he was the face, he's the ad and everything, and we were running ads during leads, and he was doing sales calls, and he closed a few deals. Um, and so, anyways, I just want to kind of give you a backstory on that, just to kind of give you some context. But like he's got like this aura, he's got this certain energy, bro. He's obviously straight, but like the way he carries himself, you can just like tell like all these beautiful women and all, this kind of clothes like feel extremely comfortable around him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like I feel like that niche works really well for if obviously a lot of women shoot boudoir, but the men that shoot the boudoir, like you have to have a certain like presence, aura, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? From what I've seen. So but yeah, I mean obviously you got that chill kind of like energy about you too. So I don't know. I'm just bringing it up. It's definitely it's a, a an interesting niche to say the least.
yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, Ronnie, hopefully that does that answer your question a little bit about boudoir? I don't know if you bounced, but um, all right. Aiden, you there, man?
Sorry, I've been on the call on and off throughout this. Sorry, I've been on a phone call on and off through this, but I'm good now.
No, you're good, bro. Bro, so I was gonna say this to you a few weeks ago. I was just kind of like I kind of just like bit my tongue and I was just kind of like sitting on it. To me, it's very obvious what you should do, bro. After our last call, like I didn't. So the thing is, like, I just didn't know this until you told me. But dude, it's obvious. Like, just do free to feed. That's the treat. Yeah, go free to feed. Don't like fuck the weddings, fuck everything. And again, I'm kind of saying that at like I'm kind of like looking at your pace of like creating material and this and that, and just like the pace that you're going at. I'm taking that into consideration, but I'm also taking into consideration like, okay, at what point have you, closed a deal? What has your return on ad spend been? All that stuff. And it's like, fuck, if you close two people, if you had 7 deals you close and two of them are still retained, that's like Drew's number, right? Like if he closes like 5 people, 2 people are gonna stay. If he closes 4 people, like half the people are gonna stay, and you pretty much are on that. So your numbers are good. And these motherfuckers have been with you like all this time. I had no idea. I had no idea. So it's like, bro, just like do more of that. And like I think you said like you had like if I just knew that, I would have told you that from day one. I had no idea. I thought like 'cause you were working on the calls. I assumed, bro, like that you were hopping back on sales calls and trying to crack ads because the free to feed didn't work out for you. I didn't know that you still retain them. Now that I know that, to me, it's very obvious that the lever that you should be pulling, bro, is like you should be you can vice versa, but I feel pretty confident in this, is like you should probably either you can be setting and then have somebody do sales calls, but honestly, I don't think you need to because again, it's a free to fee. The offer is so good, and because you have proven that you can close multiple times, you close 7 deals, like you're good enough to be able to be the closer through the free to fee, and then you get somebody to just set for you. That's literally fucking it, bro. And that's like that's it. I wouldn't be doing anything else. Get yourself like you said like your business partner has like some savages, some cool people. You said you had like a few ladies. Dude, now it makes sense. Like I wasn't a huge fan of bringing anybody in, but like I'm a huge fan of taking one of those people and just setting for you all fucking day and then you close deal. That's it. Like seriously, that's it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be doing like I mean, I don't know how the house building niche is going. I wouldn't be even running ads for that, dude. I seriously, I wouldn't be running ads for that. I would just be doing free to feed.
Bro. Well, yeah, that's fair. The free to
Unless
fee, honestly, like, oh,
unless the house, I mean, I do want an update on the housing stuff, the house home building stuff, but it's just like I've seen you like for as long as I have trying to crack paid ads, and it's just, it's compared to free to fee, it's like night and day in terms of that bottleneck of yours of like acquiring customers through some kind of
totally.
a method that's not referrals. But sorry, go ahead, man.
Yeah. Okay, I guess a couple things with the free to fee. First of all, with the free to fee, like, I don't know, it is tough to find the right contractors to like really make the long-term relationship work with. But I found that like, I didn't even realize this, but like Go High Level has some pretty it can have some pretty intelligent texting chatbots that will like literally set up appointments. And that's all I would do for those. The reason why if they did retain, or like if they did not, if they fell off, it was usually because as soon as I handed them the reins, they couldn't book appointments anymore, and so I had to be the one holding their hands for them. But like what I'm trying to do now is set up these AI chatbots that are like you can set them up to be pretty damn intelligent actually and pretty good, pretty human sounding is what it sounds like. And that's all I would do with the leads when I would book appointments for them doing the free to fees. I would just text the leads. That's all I would do. And so I'm thinking that there's definitely something to that, where it's just like you spend 100, maybe 200 tops on some leads, and have the bot text them and things like that. Maybe I do it manually, but yeah, I don't know. It just I have found it does take a certain kind of contractor that can really, you know, I don't know. I guess it used to be that I needed them to be able to like take the reins and really run with it. But if I'm doing some kind of chatbot like this, then maybe that's not the case. Like, but yeah, the only thing with those free to fee guys is like they have been on and off. So it hasn't quite been like every month we've been doing stuff. It's like it has been kind of on and off sort of stuff.
How much have you made from each of those two approximately?
I mean, I could give you a number in revenue. I think it's close to like, oh man, I'm pretty sure it's close to like 5, 6, 7 grand
Total or from each?
total.
Okay. So
Uh,
I mean 7 grand and your cost per acquisition was what per deal close? Your free to fee.
um, I mean, each client honestly was spending, maybe 200. Sometimes I'd like let it go and just be willy-nilly, and I wasn't thinking about it, so I'd let it go past like 200s. But like I can definitely keep it under 200 easy,
Dude, yeah. I mean, look, if it were me, I mean, keep going. Give me more information. If you, it sounds like you had more more stuff you want to share.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. It just I guess it is just more hands-on work. But if I have the AI chatbot doing it for me anyways, then I don't know. I'm just hesitant to like dive all in on that again. But if
So,
these
so what? So the reason that you're hesitant to dive in is because it was a lot of work on the front end in terms of acquiring them because of working the leads for them.
exactly, yeah.
So yeah, like I said, bro, like you shouldn't be like get somebody to help you with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I should get a Filipino. And we had I have all these things documented too, the stuff that Drew was doing to,
Yeah.
you know, get them get a solid Filipino that was also incentivized to do well. So yeah, but then the other thing too is that the custom home stuff has been going really, really well. So, I spent 200, $300 on a campaign, got 1,500 bucks plus ad spend, and I haven't even gone through all the ad spend. So I'm even with the ad spend, I'm profitable. So the ads are more than paying for themselves. And I haven't even been following up that well with the other home builders. So it's like I've just closed one of them, but made 5, 6 times what I spent on the ads. Plus, like there's some left over from their ad spend because the leads are so cheap. Um, and so, anyways, that's it. It was pretty easy to have really good conversations with those guys. And so for me right now, it's just a matter of following up with more of those. But that's like honestly, it was to me, that's like a pretty like the leads are so cheap for those guys, and a lot of them own land, which is exactly the thing that they want to see. And so, anyways, I don't know. It was profitable enough that I'm like, I think that is a route I want to try to pursue, but like I'm picking up what you're putting down with the free to fee stuff.
Yeah. I would say when it comes to the home builder stuff is like, it's if you yeah, I mean you can only like, you only have so much time and energy for focus, right? So
Yeah.
I would say for now, again, again, I'm just kind of going off the information that you're telling me, man. And so based off of this, if it were me and you wanted to kind of like go in order, I would say again, I know that you put some time and energy into the wedding stuff, but like to me, it's like I said that I suggest the wedding stuff because I didn't know that you had at the time it didn't seem like you had other things that were like you had a
Working.
lot of progress or momentum in
Yeah.
until all of a sudden you're like, hey, could you actually close this one guy? It's like, okay, wait, right. So that came after the wedding, right? After I gave the stuff for the weddings, then literally the next day, you're like, oh no, actually, okay, cool. We have some progress there. And then a few weeks later, I find out that you close this, free to fee and they're still with you. Um, the numbers from the free to fee are very profitable. It's like if you spend $200, I don't know if it's two, I'm guessing it's $200 per sale. So it's like seven times. So you spend like 1,400 bucks to close seven people. And so out of the 1,400, you turn that to 7 grand. That's still a freaking like 5x. Bro, you know what I mean? Like that's still a 5x. Like that's extremely profitable. And then if you're bringing a Filipina in, you're still at like what, a 4x, and you're not optimizing anything. Your service delivery hasn't been optimized. You don't have the AI, but you don't have any. Imagine if that's optimized. Imagine if everything's optimized. You could be chilling. Um, so what I would say, dude, is like get if you want to like go down the home builder stuff, what you would need to see and what I would need to see for me to be like, oh, this is the right move is like three closes,
Yeah.
right? Because one may be a fluke. Two is like, okay, there's some. One is like proof market fit, which obviously we know. Two is like, okay, it's probably not a fluke. Three is like, okay, there's something to this. So I
Yeah.
would say if you close three deals, but the thing is, like, I just don't know, respectfully, bro. Like, I don't know that if you ran ads in all these different niches, it's like to me, it's just like, is it really that this niche is much easier to close? If giving my honest opinion, I don't think it is. I think that maybe you just had a really good conversation with a really good person, that it just worked out and maybe it was a little bit of an easier close for you.
He was the top 10% that was going to close anyways.
Okay. So it's like, yeah, if you want to hop on and see if maybe you can close a few deals, and it really is a thing where it's like, hey, I jive much better with this niche and this niche is untapped and I'm able to close, like, okay, cool. Consider pursuing that route. But if not, if you're like, dude, I just blew through another 2 grand and haven't closed another deal yet and come close, okay, it's like, yeah, that bottleneck has not changed. And then perhaps you should go back to the free to fee because you're clearly closing there. CS Lon.
Yeah. No, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I do get some like not like dread, but I look at everything that went into the free to fee, and I do feel the like, okay, gotta pull myself up, and it's like, yeah,
The dread from the free to fee, is it just like, what was it? Is it the huge volume of work that was required?
yeah, that it really was a lot of work, just to be able to. I don't know. I will say though, like on the phones, like that was the most confident I ever was. And that was the best I ever felt on the phones where it's like, hey, like I'm doing this for free because I'm confident enough in these leads and I know what I can deliver. And I was, serious and I was genuine and I did. I delivered like hella estimates for them, all of them. And so,
So
yeah.
which specific, let's try to be specific here because maybe there's something we can kind of work outside the box or think this through and kind of figure out an alternative solution. But which specific parts can you think of that you're like, okay, this was a lot of work and like I'm dreading this part? What are the aspects of it?
Yeah, I mean, not even like the business owner outreach. That was actually the easiest and funnest part. Honestly, it was like calling the business owners and closing them. Uh, for me, I mean, yeah, it was the like working the leads myself, which we've already talked about. Get a Filipino or try the AI bot. And then the other thing, I guess, is just like, I guess in my mind, we do have a system for hiring Filipinos and things like that. But I think in my mind, it's still like a little bit of enough of an unknown that I'm like, okay, I've got to, you know, pull up my big boy pants and just roll up my sleeves. I'll say that I got to roll up my sleeves and dive into this and figure out how to, hire a Filipino and make sure that they're motivated and that they're good and all these things. Make sure that, yeah. So I don't know. It's just I think it's that aspect of the things that you know kind of replacing myself in that aspect that and there's just enough of an unknown that I'm like, that seems like a lot of work. But I don't
Yo,
know.
Aiden, you need some Colombians, bro?
Yo, I'm always down for some Colombians.
Hey, yo.
My girlfriend in high school was a Colombian, and I tell you what, I dated her for a reason, bro. I tell you what. But
Should get on the phone?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
Uh,
bro. Colombians are fire, bro. If you need Colombians, I got you instead of Filipinos.
Honestly, but might be better.
Jorge,
Time zone, I feel like would be better too.
Jorge, have you ever dated a Colombian?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three of us have. Colombians number one for sure.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool. They're
For sure.
very hospitable.
I mean, I was thinking other things, but yeah, that too.
I'm just this is a live stream, so gotta watch it.
Fair, fair. Um,
Never know.
but so Aiden, here's what I was gonna say. So here's the solution, bro. It's really simple, bro. Here's what you do. You know how you helped out Drew? Drew's your guy, bro. Drew's your guy. Hit him up. So you hit him up and you tell him, hey man, I was wondering, this is the thing I'm dreading in terms of like working the leads, this and that. This is what I had to do. How do I remove myself from that? Is it do I need the Filipino to do it? And what exactly task do I give him? Two, what you say is instead of you kind of dreading this task of like finding, training, hiring, and understanding what those skills, you just say to him, hey, dude, like, do you have somebody?
Mm,
I'm sure he has somebody. I'm sure he has somebody. I'm sure the guy owes you a favor, bro. So I'm sure that if you ask him, hey Drew, do you have somebody? Do you think that your his manager, who's the one that finds all these people, can you maybe ask her to see if she has somebody that wants work and then set her up with me? And then again, she's a fucking killer, right? Drew's got girl, she's a fucking killer. I'm sure she'll probably set proper expectations, give some training, all this stuff. You already have a shit ton of stuff you can leverage from Drew, bro. That'll like speed up the workflow a lot.
that's true. And it was really cool too, because I didn't realize this, but he's like, when he said in the meeting, he's like, I've profited off of, what the stuff that Aiden gave me. And he told me that when he said he's actively doing the cost quiz stuff, I was like, shit, I didn't know he's still doing that. Like I had no idea. So
There you go. And hit him up, dude. He'll he'll hook you up, man. He's your guy.
okay. That's a good idea. I can jive with that. I can stomach that.
Yeah, cool. Give it a shot, bro. Have a conversation with them, and then I think what'll happen, bro, is like your anxiety will go down, and you'll kind of realize that the task at hand is not quite what maybe you were imagining, and there are already a lot of things already figured out for you, bro.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to be a matter of you maybe like working on your product so that things are, those guys are a little bit better at, working people. And as you know from Drew, you already know this is like you got to find the right contractor, right? Some contractor is going to be shit. You replace them with another one. And it just is what it is. And so, yeah. And so don't settle. Make your product good and then don't settle and then give them the appropriate training, course material, this and that, whatever the fuck you have to give them. And if they don't raise to the bar, fuck it, you find another one. It is what it is, bro. So yeah, man, I hope that like helps a little bit in terms of giving you some clarity. It's like, again, if you want to like know for sure about this home builder stuff and you want to be like, hey, I want to know for sure. Okay, cool, man. Spend some more money and be sure about it, right? Spend enough money that like, okay, I gave this a fair shot and it did or did not work. But I can tell you based off of what you've done so far, I don't see how I don't know if the call funnel will work for you, but I know for sure, hand to God, I know for sure, based off what you've told me, there's no way that you can fail with the free to fee. You cannot fail with it, is what I'm saying. You've already demonstrated that you won with it. You already beat the game twice at already. So like, does that make sense? You already won.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, and if I had somebody like if I had a killer like Drew has, then on like I probably would have retained more than two out of those seven, honestly.
Yeah.
Uh, So, damn, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I might still I don't know that I'll spend more on the custom home stuff like builders, but I'm gonna work those leads that I already have to see because I wasn't able to get in touch with all of them. You know, I got to close and I kind of let up on the gas on that a bit, and I went out of town on a vacation, stuff like that. It kind of threw a wrench in things, and that is an issue that I've had is following through with a lot of those things. But so I might see what that's like, and see if I can't turn like make more out of that. Because, dude, the pitch was really good too. It's like literally, I would tell them, I was like, listen, man, this is, I've worked with contractors, but like the custom home building stuff is new to me. Literally, I don't have a script. That's like one of the first things that is the first thing I say on the phone. It's like, look, man, I don't have a script here, so you and I are both going to be winging it here. So I hope you can have some patience with me. And like every time they're like, oh my God, thank you. They're like, thank you. Like we love that. And anyways, it was just, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, you're right. Like you don't, none of us really know if it'll be easier to sell those guys, but like based on I don't know, I've had hundreds of calls now from the call funnel, and those ones were much more different. They like just something was different about them. So I might give those another shot, but I like what you're saying, especially like utilizing Drew as a resource and his team. They've already got the makings. They've already got connections. You're totally right. Like they definitely will know somebody.
Yeah.
So and yeah, they already have the systems. So
Yeah. I would say, yeah, I mean, give it a really quick. Actually, before I forget, here's what I would be doing, and I've been kind of telling. I shared this on the last coaching call with Aman, and I don't know that I didn't share this with Drew because Drew wasn't here. But the thing I would be doing that Drew is not doing is you get somebody in, you keep them for a month, and basically the goal is you sell them white label, go high level website that you set up Google My Business for. And you basically take your price. Let's just say theoretically you're charging $500 per month and you've got them an ROI. They're like, I fucking love you. You say, hey, look, we typically charge a 1,000 setup fee and then 397 for this additional thing, but we're gonna get you ranked on the first page of Google. Imagine how much more brains that's gonna bring you. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bump our service fee down from $500 to like $100, and we're gonna add this on. So you're just paying an extra $100 a month. And then what happens is again, and I bring this up because I share this with Amma and them. It's like there's an agency already doing this. They're already doing 300,000 per month, and they're building it to exit. And so basically what happens is now they're in golden handcuffs because they're always going to need that website. And you set it up in a way where it's not just like this white label thing, but it's like you do the domain, the freaking, I forget all the back, all that stuff that you set up in GoDaddy.com. So literally, if they need a website, they can literally just never leave.
yeah.
Does that make sense? So it's like that's what I would do on month one. And so even when they do churn, because inevitably these people do churn, they're going to need to continue to pay that 397 because they're going to need the calendar, they're going to need all the integration, they're going to need you have to set it up so that they're in golden handcuffs. That is the one thing I would be doing that I don't think Drew and most people are not capitalizing on. That is the number one thing I'd be doing.
Totally. And actually I've been looking at those things because that conversation, I heard you mention something about that, and I was looking into it, and there's all sorts of things just like that that you can, obviously go high level SaaS kind of stuff, but like there's a few things like that that you can either milk from your current clients or like just like you said, like with the lead sniper, you can find a ton of businesses in there that don't already have websites. Now, if they don't have websites already, like, who knows if they'll be able to be sold on it, but like, I don't know, who knows? Even if they do have a website, a lot of times they need to be redone and things like that, and that's a super easy sell. So
Exactly. If they already have I think again, for the six-figure season, there are like four architects. There's a people that might not be business owners you want into the call. There are people that are business owners that have never ran ads. So you have to sell them the power. There are people that have ran ads and unprofitable in the past. You have to heal their trauma. And then there are people that are currently running ads. You have to expose the kink in their armor. So you have a different conversation for each one of these. So what I'm getting at is the people that don't have a website, there's a certain conversation. For the people that have a website, it's not ranked on Google, you have a certain conversation. So it's like depending on where they fall, it's a different conversation at the 4 week mark. And so the
right,
people that, for example, already have a website, for example, like the ones that already have a website, they're already getting inquiries. Now you're like, hey, dude, like look at how much money you're missing by not having an AI thing that's working them. And then look at how much money you're having by not being ranked on the first page of Google. We're gonna set all that shit up for you. Now they're like, and it's like an extra $100 a month for that. Why not? Like one deal a month is gonna set you up and pay your shit for like 2 years. And
yeah,
then once they get a close from that, and again, they're not going to ever think about that again. And the only time they're ever going to think about that is once they have churned with you, because they're going to continue to get the 397 or 297, wherever you want to charge. But at that point, they're in those golden handcuffs where it's like, fuck, I'm going to eat the cost. Like me, for example, I eat the cost of 297 every so month from ClickFunnels, even though I use Go High Level, but I can't fucking get rid of ClickFunnels because I'm stuck with, I need it to host my course. All the shit that I talked to you about, I need it. So that's the same idea, is like they're gonna have to eat that cost. So the idea is just get them in there. That's the one. So like right now, for example, like your guys that you have, the contractors that are on and off, if it was me, I would have set that shit up so that no matter what, you're getting paid that 297, no matter what, even if they take some time off.
yeah,
And
that's good.
you stack up 20 of 30. I was telling them on this, like, dude, like you guys stack up 20 people that are paying $300 a month. What is that? That's like a passive $6,000 a month, no matter what that you don't start from zero ever. You start at $6,000 a month, no matter what.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be the key for sure is, you know, at the end of those 4 weeks. And that's such an easy conversation to go from like, hey, we've gotten you these many results, we've gotten you this many estimates and closes. Like, what else can we do for you? Or like, we also offer these other things. That's such an easy conversation to have. Um, what about like, what are your thoughts on just selling on some of those things to start to get to that point where it's a easy $6,000 base no matter what? Like instead of doing the free to fee stuff, if it was just the website stuff, reaching out to them for, I guess, I don't know, they probably get a ton of that anyways, but
I think they get a ton of that, and I wouldn't change anything about the free to feed on the front end. Like Drew, whatever Drew has is perfect. I'm simply saying bolt this on to the back end that Drew is not. So he's leaving a shit ton of money on the table because again, the issue I'm seeing with Drew is his people churn and he has to find other people. And it's like if you just set something up like this with golden handcuffs, no matter what happens if they churn, you're going to continue to make money. That's the one thing that I wish he would be doing, and he would be so much further ahead if he just did that one thing. But if
that's
it,
yeah,
yeah, if it were, I would not lead with that because, as you know, that's a hard sell. It's a really hard sell of like, I'm gonna get your website, rank on the first page. All the reason that free to feed works is like, hey, I just got some free shit. You want some shit? You want some leads that you can potentially like? That's a really fucking easy sell. So it's
yeah,
way. I think it's something that you tack on the back end, dude. Because once you get them in, and then you have made them an ROI within the first 4 weeks, now they will trust you. They're not going to trust you before you make them the ROI. When you make them the ROI, now they're like, okay, bro, like you usually charge $1,000 for this, a setup fee and 397, and you're offering to waive this charge, a setup fee, and you're gonna bump down your other price, and it's just an additional $100 to get all this amazing. Like, I think that's gonna be a no-brainer. But you just have to be later on the sales cycle.
yeah. Well, you're totally right. Like if Drew was doing that, he
He'd be
would
at
have
100K per
hit.
month. He'd be
Yeah, he would be over that for sure. And like the cool thing about that too is like even if you're, yeah, the clients churn in one area, you'll still keep them and you just move on to the next one and do the same thing with the other guys. And even if they churn, you still have them in golden handcuffs, just like you said. Hmm.
Yep, yep.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, man. I think for you, just do you have more questions, or more things you want to chop it up about, bro? My thing too is just like I'm just kind of waiting. I mean, you do your thing and then just keep me posted in terms of the home builder stuff, and then I'll give you a nudge on and I'll remind you about this free to fee if we're not getting somewhere in, I don't know, say a month, for example.
Yeah, the other thing that I wanted to ask you about is still the core stuff with the contractors. Like, you know, with wedding photography, I heard what you're saying about just like, that channel being saturated and how there's more of the opportunity seems to be going with portrait photography and then upselling that, like pivoting them to wedding photography, which it sounds like there's kind of a few more complications with that. But um, I don't
You
know,
know,
like,
crazy, really. I don't know if you're here for this. So Estelon figured some crazy shit out. His cost per acquisition, you know what it is now? Yes.
uh, sub 100.
Yeah, he's closing photographers for 75 bucks.
Damn, holy shit.
And he only had one sales call. And so what he did is he set up, so I didn't know that you can do this. So the way Riviera set it up was he set it up for like you can go to the call funnel or they can call him, and I'd never seen that before. But now Estelon has set it up where people can click the link and they can go and book on the call funnel, or it's an instant format. And I know how much you hate instant formats. So his cost per lead right now is $2 something, but these people are all responding to his text. Like half the people are actually responding to his text. And five people went to the instant form. They went to the instant form, they opted in, and then they booked on his calendar. And so his cost per book call is like freaking like 10, 20 bucks, and he actually had all of them.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I will say for business to business lead forms, I've seen do really, really well, actually. It's just for like the direct to consumer that lead forms are dog shit, but like for B2B, I've seen those do really well. So I'm not surprised to hear that actually. That's really freaking cool.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to share that because I didn't know if you knew
No,
that. That to me is like crazy because the way Eslan and they have, so I gave him a cheat code today, on because I don't want to spend too long here, but I gave him a cheat code for how to guarantee they get paid at least $600 a month. No, $600 for the first month. For the first month, no matter what, whether they get people on a week to week and they churn or whatever, they're still going to collect that 600. And so now, if you think about that, if Eslan is spending $100 to acquire a customer, they spend bare minimum 600 with them no matter what. He's already at a 6x.
yeah, holy crap.
And these wedding, and assuming once they crack the wedding ads, I think these wedding photographers are usually going to be worth 2, 3 grand. Maybe the average wedding photographer is going to be worth 2,500. But if you're spending $100 to acquire somebody that's going to spend 2,500, you're at like a 20x. Like that's insane.
Yeah, totally. How are they doing with the wedding ads, by the way? I know that I gave Daniel access to my course with Alex Moff, but
Everybody is literally just starting. So Ronnie has one person that he launched ads for. And he made a silly mistake. So you know how you have your targeting? Instead of flex targeting it, he put them all in one. And so he had blown through like 50, $60 before I was like, no, 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 your shit's fucked up. But yeah, Estelon and Riviera have not launched for anyone, but Ronnie's the first one. So he only launched for one person so far, and then he's launching for some more people probably this week.
cool. I was telling Riviera this, but like the stuff that's in Alex Ma's course, it's good, but I took what he did and made it even better. Like I get two, $3, $4 leads. And anyways, it I've made it even better. So I don't know, I would be down to help those guys out and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I mean, if I think you're in, I don't know if you're in the chat with, I think you were in the chat. I think I put together a chat with all four of us, but then I didn't know what you were doing too much, like getting into. And so that's why we continue the conversation with just like us three. But if you wanted to be involved more in that conversation, I mean, I could tag you and stuff and kind of bring you in there if you want.
I mean, I'm more than happy to be a resource. I'm, you know, if I'm being honest, like I'm down to have some like wedding clients with, they're paying 500 or less a month as like a retainer to have just to like build up that monthly retainer base. But like also even just to be a resource for the guys, like I'm more than happy to do that. So it's up to you. I do feel like, you know, the stuff that I do for us, like for myself and my wife, it's I don't know, it works better, way better than the stuff that Alex Ma has in his courses. And so I don't know. I just feel like the stuff I have is maybe it doesn't warrant me being in the chat for that. But
Dude,
um
it has nothing to do with that. Like I just didn't know if you were very interested, which is why we didn't message so much with the one that you were in there. It has no bearings of like you're always like welcome. I are you kind of getting at like you would be open? So here's the thing, bro. Like you could do the same thing as Estalon and like honestly I told everybody I was like, dude, like right now cost per acquisition is around 400 bucks to get a photographer. And with Estelon's shit, he had one. I think cost per acquisition is going to go down like freaking 70 bucks, which is unheard of B2B. I've never heard you
yeah.
close a fucking business owner for 70 bucks. I've never heard that. But if that's the case, I'm like, hey, Riviera, Ronnie. So Ronnie's done. Ronnie's not gonna be running ads anymore. He was just kind of doing, but like basically Riviera and Estelon are there. And then if you want to be, again, I feel like I shouldn't be telling you this because I know you already have your home built stuff. But if
Yeah.
you wanted to like run ads for photographers, again, I don't know if you would have the same sales issue that you've been having. Um, but like I just know it's working because those guys are closing. Now, if on the other hand you're like, hey, dude, like again, I think it's so doable. If Essalon is closing for 70 bucks, like you should be able to. But if you're getting at like, hey man, like what if I just took care of maybe service delivery or like running the ads for like a fee or a cut? If that's maybe something you're kind of getting, like you're interested in, I mean, I'm sure we can maybe explore that for some of the guys because I'm sure some of the guys would maybe be interested in that if that's something you're saying you're kind of interested in or you're trying. I don't know if you are. I don't know if that's what you're saying.
I mean, I wasn't necessarily, but you know, I'd be open to that if they want it. You know, I'm not like I honestly think they could get along okay without me, but you know, if they're interested in doing that, I'm super down for that. It's super easy for me. It's like literally so freaking easy for me. But yeah, I guess the main thing with just the courses in general is like I feel like I still want to do that for contractors. Whether that's like Midas or my own personal thing on the side, like yeah, I don't know.
Like creating course. So is that kind of what ultimately you wanted to have a conversation about? Is like, okay, Kushik, what do we do about creating course material for these contractors? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to see your thoughts on yeah, like pivoting, like me going into doing stuff like fencers or concrete guys, you know, stuff where it's like I've done, you know, gotten good results for in the past and things like that. I don't know.
Are you
Uh,
are you talking about creating a low ticket funnel? Is that what you're saying? Or are you talking about, oh, okay, okay, okay. I see. Um, I think that creating a low ticket funnel is a big endeavor. Like
yeah,
like here's the shit I've created. And so I'm like and this is what me and Jorge are going to try. So you have to balance, but like I created this whole like there's just so much material on um so like the nurturing part, right? So this is like how to actually nurture in the DM. So this is like a lesson. This is a lot this is a lesson. This is a lesson. So there's just a lot, bro. There's a lot to learn to make this funnel work. And so I've spent like daily, like 6, 8 hours to build out this new course to teach people how to monetize through a low ticket funnel. Like, how do you build it out? How do you structure it? How do you like all that stuff? And I think that if it were me, it's like, so here's what so the thing is like I recommended that based off of you potentially doing weddings. Is it possible to make it work with contractors? Maybe, probably. Um, but it's just like if it were me, an order of operations based off of again, I'm not necessarily I think it's a great idea if you have nothing. The thing with
yeah,
you is you have something, dude. You have this home builder stuff that you want to see through, and then you have the free to fee. And it's like I'm always like again, you know how Hormozy says like, hey, dude, you can basically be guaranteed $1 million. You just have to wait 10 years, or you can maybe try to make it now, but there's no guarantee. Like which one of those two? It's like, dude, just wait the 10 years. So it's like that's kind of I see. It's like you have the free to fee. It's guaranteed work. It's guaranteed going to work for you because you already did it. It's just maybe
Yeah.
getting Drew's help a little bit. So it's like, is it better to do that proven thing? Or is it better to build a low ticket funnel that we may or may not work? It's going to take you, again, I'm not going to lie to you. It takes quite a bit of work to get it up. And it's the funnel, building the funnel is not hard. It's
Yeah.
nurturing those people in the DMs, that conversation, learning how to sell to them. That's an endeavor. And I'm learning that now as I'm talking to Jorge, because to me it was very obvious. But then as I'm coaching Jorge, it's like Jorge's learning a lot of shit. He's like, fuck, this is kind of complicated for me. And
Yeah.
so I don't want to put that on you if you don't need to go there.
I hear you. I hear you. I mean, yeah, like Cam and like what Cam is doing with like, for example, the coaching calls every week with his duct cleaners. That's kind of like the direction that I see that kind of stuff going, and it's like, shit, that's a whole other job on top of service delivery.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
so yeah, that
I
makes
guess like
sense.
so let me ask you this question. I don't know that I'm directly answering your question. Like where so your question is it about course material, creating course material for contract, or is it about creating a low ticket funnel in order to acquire contractors? And like what exactly is your specific question?
Yeah, it's less about the course material and more just like just the low ticket funnel in general. Like, is it, do you feel like it could be worth it enough to try to pursue that with contractors? Because the way that I see it, I'm like, first of all, I have enough, like the same cost quiz thing applies to like literally every sub contractor in the construction space. Anything you can think of, it applies to. And so to me, I'm like, that just like I can make a lot of the same course and just make a few little tweaks to it, and sell those things. And whether that's passive income or, you know, more of a means to get, high ticket contractors that I'm doing service delivery on the back end. I feel like either way, that could be a good route. But like, yeah, I guess I'm thinking that like as I think about it, I think that like I get excited about doing that kind of thing of like bringing them in, maybe even making a little bit of money, but at the very least, the ads pay for themselves. So I can get on the phone with these contractors or like have my guy or guys get on the phone with these contractors, kind of a thing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that it's a path of lower resistance than say like the call funnel. Maybe not as much as the free to fee, but
That's
like,
what I'm saying. It's like the free to fee is gonna be so here's the thing is like I think that so it's like okay, so the question becomes what is the reason for doing it? The reason for doing it is ultimately because it is for you. Like why would we do it? The reason we would do it is why? Is because why? Like why would we do it? Like where's the problem that we're solving?
yeah, I mean to acquire more clients.
Not necessarily to acquire more clients, but to acquire more clients easier for you.
Yeah, yeah,
Is to acquire clients where we can focus less on sales and more on marketing, where it's your ads that do the heavy lifting for you, it's the funnel, and then it's the course material that does all the heavy lifting. So by the time they show up to a sales call, they're easier to close. That's the reason. That's the ultimate reason. The reason to do a low ticket funnel is because you have much less volume of work. You're only hopping on two, three sales calls. They're hot, heavy, piping, closable. That's why, right? But the thing is, so it's like the call funnel is the hardest, free to fee is the easiest. This falls in the middle.
yeah,
Does that make sense? So it's
yeah,
like you're basically deciding to go, but it's like I didn't know that you already had this. I didn't know you had this, which is why I was saying low ticket funnel. So it's like for you, it's like, okay, call funnel is hard as fuck. Maybe that's not the best thing for you. And then it's like so in my head, I was just like, okay, call funnel is not the best for Aiden. So maybe let's take a step back. Let's do something easier for him, which is like a low ticket purchaser funnel, because he's gonna have much easier conversations. His course material is gonna be banger. He's gonna have a much easier time closing. And that would be great, except you already have this, which is the free to fee, which is the easiest thing. So it's like, why do this when you already have this? Because your bottleneck is sales. Your bottleneck is nothing. You're a lot of the reason. So the other reason people do client acquisition funnel, like the reason they do it, the reason I would do it is because it's easier to sell, because I'm not spending as much money on ads. And then because I want to have a solo operating business where I don't have to hire a shit ton of people. These are the reasons I do it. So when it comes to this, do you have to hire people and work? Yeah. So you don't get that, but I don't think you're like me where like you don't, for me, I'm allergic to working with anybody. I think that you'd be okay with working with a Filipino, like having one person. You already work with like multiple people. Um, and think about the three things. Do you need a less volume of things? I think, yeah, but like the Filipino will help you. And then your ad is not a huge constraint. I think you can afford to spend $200 to close them. I don't think you're in a position where you can't afford that. Um, and then sales. And so it checks all the boxes here. Like this right here checks all the boxes. So you don't need to do this thing.
Yeah.
Does that logically make sense? Like you could do it,
Yeah.
bro. You don't need to do it when you have this.
Yeah, it's true. No, 1,000%. And no, the free fee, it really did like work so well, you know. Um, and again, like if I'd had more help with a Filipino or AI chatbots or both, like I really would have retained more of those guys, you know. So
Yeah, dude.
a lot of the bottleneck in that situation was myself, where it's like I was not only, trying to work a lot of the leads myself for those. I think there was like five at a time, five, six at a time, I think. And so it's like working the leads and staying on top of their ads, making sure they're doing well, and talking to more business owners and things like that. Like, and on top of the current client base that we already had, so, but having some help would change all of that,
Yeah. I think that's if it were me, if I were in your shoes, bro, like I would be doing this right here. The call funnel is the easiest thing to set up, as you know. This is a huge endeavor to set up, actually. It really is. It's quite a bit of work. And I'm doing that journey right now with Jorge. And I'm realizing as I do this and just kind of knowing you, bro, like straight up, just like me being very transparent with you with how much time and energy, and I just like see how much you have on your plate. I know for me and you to build out a low ticket funnel, bro, it's gonna take us like 4 months. It's gonna take seriously, it's gonna take us 4 months before you have it launched. And so me and you are gonna spend 4 months because we're going to be inching away at this and then we're going to launch and it may or may not work. And once it does work, I'm going to be working with you for like another 3 months on how to nurture people in the DMs and how to sell. It's going to be like a 9 month thing.
I did think that. I was like, man, this is, and it's not any fault of yours. I'm like, just from what I've been able to put in a lot of times, I'm like, this is taking for fucking ever. Which, yeah. So, yeah, that's a fair point.
It's like this is just going to take us so much longer versus like if you just roll out this free to feed, dude, in a month you could have it hacked.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You mind like helping me craft together something that I could send to Drew as like a, I don't know. I I really respect Drew, and I don't want to say like he intimidates me, but I want to word it correctly and things like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Give me, I will put it on my calendar and I'll type something out for you tomorrow.
Okay, cool. And I can work on that as well. I don't expect you to do all the heavy lifting, but like, you know Drew better than me, honestly, and you might know how to word something like this better than me. So just, any input, I can write something up and just have you give feedback on it or something.
Sounds good. Yeah, dude. If you want to do it that way, you put something together, send it over, I'll have a look, and then I can kind of give you some feedback or make some tweaks to it. I got you.
Okay, I can do that tonight.
Sweet. What else? Anything else top of mind for you, bro?
No, but I think that yeah, I think this is good. I like your thought process on the free to fee. I I've just always every time we talk about it and I think about it, I'm like, man, that really was such a good fucking offer. And I really was able to give them estimates, like all of them. Every single one of them was able to get estimates. I might, dude, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but I don't know that I'd make such like a giant ass course, and I wouldn't necessarily do this to like get as like a funnel, but like I might make a course for custom home builders because this shit like really works and they get a ton of home builder leads, which is exactly what they want. And so like I might charge like $1,000 for this kind of course. Like it's that valuable. And so I don't know. I might try that
How are
on
you
the side, but
how are you gonna sell it? Like, are you gonna use ads to sell it or what?
I would use ads. So something I've been doing in I'm still running call funnel ads for our new sales guy. He's doing well actually. We're we're supposed to be closing a deal today, and anyways, there's just a little bit of back and forth on the contract and stuff that he had set up. So he's doing well. But something I've been testing with that is like the ads that we had run before, but on the landing page it says like see how we get X amount of estimates every week or something like that. And the reason I was doing that for a couple of reasons. One, to just to see if it did better than the other landing page that we had. But then the other thing, I was like, to me, that lines up so perfectly with the course where I'm like, if you were like, see how or like, learn how we get 5 land owning leads a month or something like that, whatever it is that they want. Like that would just pair so well with the course, I feel like, the course angle. And so anyways, that was is just something that I was kind of testing a little intentionally with that. That I was like, that could be like I'm already running ads for that. I'm like, hey, here's how we get, X amount of land owning leads a month. I just would literally just change it from like an opt-in page to like a purchase page, to like buy the course kind of thing. But
You really quick, so before I forget, because this is important, is if you can, so for me, it's like when it comes to the low ticket funnel. So let me take a step back. What I started off with and I've said this many times, 2019, 20 is an automated webinar funnel where I was spending $300 to make a $1,000 sale. I had competitors at the time that were running ads to a sales page selling a $500 course, and those guys grew quite a bit, and then they stopped. Those guys ran their funnel from like 20 to 22, for example, and then stopped. And me, I ran mine for like a year and a half. And before you know it, my cost per acquisition, I was spending $1,500 to make a $1,000 sale. It didn't make any sense anymore. So what I'm getting at is, in terms of what I've seen in info, um, and if you can crack this, I don't want to jinx you here, but if you can crack it where you are able to sell a $1,000 course profitably, like, yeah, fuck yeah, bro, do that shit all day. Because that now becomes passive income for you. And then if you want to upsell a certain percentage of those people, like, yeah, go for it. What I'm talking about is like the low ticket funnel is extremely challenging because it's just much more difficult.
that's
Um,
work.
it's a lot more work. But like that's what I'm seeing working right now. And because high CPMs, high cost per purchase is what I'm seeing is that it costs about $200 to make it costs about anywhere from $100 to $300 to make a sale on a
Hmm.
$47 course or a $97 course. So if you're going to sell a $1,000 course, I don't know that it's going to work, but if you can crack it, bro, like by all means, please. But I just don't know because I've seen multiple people and info try to run ads to a $500 to $1,000 course, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
If you want to run ads to something that's $1,000, $2,000, it's an automated webinar type of funnel. It's something else. It's not going to be a direct sales page. But if you want to, again, by all means, go for it. Like, here's what I would do is if you want to give that a shot, obviously, like, don't build out the course, don't do anything. Just like build a page out and just run ads to it and see what your costs are looking like after $250 or so. And then if you crack something, like, let me know.
Yeah,
If you
totally.
if you crack something, let me know. And if it were me and I was in your position, I would probably just like sell the fuck out of that. And I don't know, we could have another conversation at that point.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So really quick, you said you had a sales guy. So is this for Midas? And if so, are you guys running ads? What are you guys doing there?
Yeah, this is for Midas. Yeah, so it's the same kind of call funnel ads. So we generate leads, um, and it's the same kind of things before with like surveys and qualifying questions. And instead of the leads going to me or booking on my calendar, they go straight to him and they book on his calendar. And so he's filling up our pipeline right now, apparently. And
So how many
like
sales, how much have you guys spent? How many deals has he closed?
We spent like, I don't know, 5 or 600. We haven't closed anything yet. I had an onboarding call today with, they are going to be paying at least 2 grand a month, not including ad spend. And then basically like they're negotiating the contract right now. So they'll either be paying 2 grand a month for 12 months or 3 grand a month for 6 months. And apparently like he got them to agree to that. And so anyways, he seems to be like pretty and he has like background in like marketing agency sales and stuff like that before. So
So this is the
um,
guy that your business partner brought on, right? And he's the
correct.
guy
Yeah.
that's supposed to be like a shark. Um, when did you guys start this?
Honestly, we started like maybe a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago? Then why the $500 only in ad spend?
We have had issues with our ad account actually. So like our original ad account got disabled for no reason. So I'm been on and off with business support for forever because that was the killer one, man. That was our such a good ad account. I made a backup one after a while and that's been kind of a little bit of on and off as well and optimizing and things like that. So that's why the lower ad spend.
Okay. So basically, so you guys are just kind of getting ramped up here. So I guess what's the game plan with him, and closing and stuff? Like his job, and you guys are running it to home builders or contractors or what?
So he's just contractors right now. I'm gonna work him into home builders, but like he's so like he has to do not like in a bad way he has to do things his way, but if I were to tell him, hey, you have to talk to the home builders like this, he'd be like, that's nice, but I'm gonna do it this way. And it's like, okay, but I found it works much better this other way, kind of a thing. Um, like they literally told me they're like, "Oh, dude, thank goodness you don't have a script. Like we love that." And he is literally just pure 100% script, like reading off of the paper kind of thing. And obviously, I guess it works well enough for him. We're filling up our pipeline with other contractors, but just the contractors for now.
When you say filling up pipeline, you mean getting leads, or are you talking about getting closes? Because apparently you guys have one person that agreed but has not paid yet.
Yeah. So filling up the pipeline is in like again, he's got his process. His sales process is like a 3 touch point sales process. And so things are, in my opinion, things are dragged out a lot longer than they need to be. But that's kind of why we're this far along in only, onboarding one client kind of a thing. Because he books on the calendar, they book a like kind of a intro call with him, and then he books another discovery call, and then after that he books another sales call and things like that. Like it's very drawn out. And so and he has another job on the side. And the whole point of this is to like get closes. And by the way, he's like pretty much 100% commission. He is 100% commission. But so like there's incentive there. We're not like losing money, like we're not like paying a salary necessarily. We're obviously that there's the ad spend expense, but where's I going with that? Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just that was new to me because I didn't know that you guys were doing that. So I guess like let's just say things pop off. Like what happens next for Midas? What happens? Excuse me, for you.
Yeah. My ideal like next steps in that scenario is like either hire like a personal assistant to help me with like customer um basically like customer satisfaction and like customer service. I'd probably be like a Filipino, um, or a media buyer to be able to handle all the ads for me while I do the customer service stuff, and take step back from that service delivery role. But that yeah, yeah, those would be the next steps. Oh, and then he has experience. This is part of why we brought him in was he has experience building out sales teams, and so basically like once he's got you know he feels like he's got his wits about him kind of a thing with dealing with these contractors, and we're starting to be able to grow and scale, then that's going to be his next step is bringing in like other part-time salesmen and things like that, other salesmen to help grow the company. So again, my business partner's goal is to build it to at least 100K a month to be able to sell it and things like that. And you and I have talked about that. I'm like if we're able to build it that up to that
How much
much a month.
how
Yeah.
much have you taken home from Midas in like the last 6 months? Like you yourself.
Uh, in the last 6 months, well, I tell you what, actually, I just got paid the other day, which was the first time in like the last 6 months. So if it's like 2,500 bucks in the last 6 months. Um,
So, so how are you surviving, dude?
Weddings, that's it. Yeah, weddings.
How much are you bringing in from weddings each month on average?
I mean, it's at least a couple grand
Okay.
every month from like deposits, and then there's like recurring payments that they pay before their wedding and things like that. Just a bunch of those types of payments. So
All right, man. Um, so in terms of what's happening with him, and that like, dude, it doesn't make any sense. You made $2,500 in the last 6 months. Now this guy's gonna hop and he's gonna close more deals, which is gonna give you more work to do that you're gonna make less profit on. It doesn't make any logical sense, dude. It doesn't make sense to make $2,500 for all the work you're putting in there, not being able to grow your own thing.
yeah, and that's part of why the core stuff was very exciting for me because I'm like, to me, I saw that as an easier way for the ads to pay for themselves so that I can like, when I think about like say doing fencing contractors, for example, in my mind, I saw that as like an easy sell to fencing contractors, in such a way that I could like get my own clients on the side to, whatever happens with Midas Media, whatever.
What at,
Uh,
at what at what point would you leave Midas Media? Like realistically, like what would need to happen for you to be able to leave Midas? Like, are you actually like straight up, bro? Like, are you actually gonna leave Midas or no? I'm like genuinely trying because like here, the advice I'm giving you about like all this shit, the call funnel and everything, that I wasn't even thinking about Midas, right? I was thinking with Midas, you guys got like 12 clients, you're making 10K, you're barely taking anything home, and you're trying to get out there as fast as possible. I didn't realize you guys are doing other things like bringing a salesperson in, increasing ad spend, acquisition, trying to get more customers. I didn't realize that until you just told me that right now. Um, my whole thing was like, all right, how do I help Aiden just make enough money where he feels comfortable leaving Midas? But like, yeah, I guess like what would need to happen for you to leave Midas?
yeah, I would, you know, for me, I don't think it would be that much. Just like something that can bring in even just like 5, 6K to 10K a month, um,
So
which is what
how much are you guys bringing in from like the wedding stuff a month? Like if you had to average it out.
like probably 3 grand a month plus my wife's part-time salary. She gets probably 2 grand a month. So yeah, then weddings are, yeah, I'd say probably 2,500, 3 grand a month.
To me, Midas just seems like such a bad obvious, and to me, it's just so obvious. I don't know why. There's got to be something that's holding you back there, man. Is there something
Yeah.
else?
Um,
It's like, dude, like think about it like this. Midas Media is taking up so much of your time. Let's just say you say, fuck you, Midas, I'm not showing up anymore, and then you just spend more money on like wedding ads. Like, wouldn't you like double like your income just by doing that?
yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%.
So like what's stopping you? Like really what's stopping you? I'm not
Yeah,
telling you that, by the way. I'm just
no,
saying.
no, no, totally. I hear what you're saying. For me, so I'll say it like this, like, first of all, I want to make ads work. I know I can do ads really well. And I guess like if ads is just a means to an end, then you're right. Like photography is fine. Like wedding photography and stuff is fine for like us to get more work. Um, but the way that I see Midas is like a way for me to be able to like for example, like I have invested in things using Midas's money where it's like, for example, if I'm not going to get, if I know I'm not going to get paid anyways, or I know that there's some, room in the profit margins for me to like spend a little bit of money on something, uh, a service, or say like maybe a course that looks like there could be something there, then that's like stuff that I don't have to spend out of my pocket that I couldn't really afford to spend anyways. That like I can use. Midas to not just like buy and get that thing, but then like to it's like if I can unlock a client acquisition system inside of like with Midas Media, then I can take that and do that on my own. And I guess part of the thing before walking away from Midas is like, okay, I need to get Midas to a spot where I can make enough money so that I can put money back into ads for whatever thing I want to call what I'm doing, and for my own stuff on the side and stuff. So that's like, I guess that's kind of the logic there, if that makes any sense.
So in the last 6 months, how much? So if I'm hearing you correctly, basically what you're saying is, hey, look, I've got, the income that's coming in about 3 grand from the weddings, and then my wife's got some money that's coming in. And so that's enough for us to like, survive and do what we need to do. No, we're not living lavishly, but we're getting by, we're comfortable. When it comes to Midas, the work I'm putting in there, even though I'm not making necessarily what enough, not nearly enough, but like the money that comes into that business, I'm able to take those funds and then be able to use it for things that will benefit me as if it was my own money. But it's really company money, and because of the relationship, it's fine. It's okay. So first of all, did I understand that correctly?
Correct. Yep.
So in the last 6 months, approximately realistically, how much money have you leveraged from Midas to buy courses and services and all these things? Like, would you say 2 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, 1 grand, 500, like in the last 6 months?
Yeah, I mean every dollar in ad spend, like the custom home stuff, I wouldn't have necessarily put money into that myself if it was up to me. So like every dollar of ad spend, um, I guess I'd have to look at the course kind of stuff, but like I just bought one today for like $200. It was like a go high level thing that they kind of go into those different things you can upsell clients on, like the AI chatbot, the missed call text back thing that you can charge people for, the website stuff that you were talking about. And I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to stress about it. Um,
But realistically, like in 6 months, how much have you leveraged? You can give me 6 months numbers, you can give me a year number, whatever. Because what I'm trying to, the exercise I'm doing with you right here is for us to be realistically thinking about how much value you're getting from Midas. If you're saying that's all,
right.
it's like, hey, dude, I basically use $1,000 of Midas's money. Okay. Or has it been, hey, look, in the last, 6 months, I've used $1,500 of ad spend per month that I wouldn't have used otherwise. So that's 3,000, that's 6,000, that's maybe 8,000, maybe $3,000 worth of course. Okay, cool. So if you're telling me like, hey, Krishik, like $10,000 went into education for me to build skills, I would say, okay, cool. I see your point. That's kind of
Yeah. It definitely is at least, I was right around or at least 10K in the last 6 months.
okay. Fair. So in that case, then you just made 2,000 the last, so basically you're telling me, hey, Chris, I got about 12 grand worth of value in the last 6 months. So it's like getting a $2,000 per month check in a way. In a way. Okay, I see your point then. I mean, there's something there then. The question then becomes, is $2,000 a month worth it for the amount of hours that you're putting in? So again,
Right. Yeah.
now if we divide your $22,000 per month divided by the 40 hours, 60 hours, now you have your dollar per hour that you're actually earning there.
Yeah.
You have to consider that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your logic is like, hey, dude, I'm going to continue to do this until I'm going to continue to do this, continue to leverage the resource, everything I have until I'm in a place where my own thing has blown up and I'm making 10 grand a month. And I've, again, acquired. And so now that I have the 10K per month, now I'm chilling. I can spend money out of my own pocket. I don't necessarily need Midas's resources. And am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, totally. And it wouldn't even have to be 10K, like I said, between 5 and 10, like I'd be chilling. So
So if you were to build this course and get it popping off, would that be Midas's money or would that be your money though?
yeah, good question. Well, then that's part of where you know, I was getting energized into like doing it with you because, I was like, that's a in partnership for both of us there kind of a thing. And it's like I still, I would be able to like even if we're just like splitting ad spend, like I could probably do that kind of a thing. And so for say like let's say I were to try it in one vertical, that would probably be Midas's to start. But if I can bring in enough that I can pay myself enough that I can do it again in another vertical, that would just be mine, kind of thing.
So basically, it's like, hey, if I were to create this online course with Yukoshi, I would use Midas's resources, get it off the ground, and then after that, if it popped off, let's just say for, home builders, then I could go in and build this other course for home contractors, use my own money, and it'd be my own thing. And make,
Correct. Yeah. And I'm probably going to save custom home builders until like for me to do on my own because it's like that is 1,000% my own thing. And I see that as being way more valuable than the other ones just because it is like those are like literally $1 million ticket kind of things. But anyways,
so, all right. So here's the thing. All right. So now, so I feel like every time I talk to you, bro, like I'm like on like taking an onion and just layering back peels to get to the truth. And every single time I take off a few layers, my advice changes because the context changes. So now that you've shared this with me, now that I feel again, if there's more information, please tell me. But now that I have the information I have, I'm actually gonna flip-flop on my advice. Because if you're saying to me, hey, dude, like I need like if the like now that I understand, like because I was wondering for a very long time, like why the fuck is he over at Midas? He's not getting paid and this. Now I get it. Now that I understand that, and I understand that what it's gonna take for you to leave Midas is you have to be at 10K per month ish for it to actually make sense for you. Now that I understand that, then I will tell you I have to sleep on this, but I'm not sure that free to fee is the best move. And the reason for that is because it's going to take you such a long time to get to 10K because it's so much volume there.
yeah.
Because here's the thing. I mean, I worked Drew's numbers out. The guy makes 70,000, 80,000 per month, right? But what does he actually take home? Probably around 25, 30.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And that's a team and infrastructure. That's all this fucking shit. I didn't know that you needed to hit that 10. If you want to get to 10K per month, there's no way, dude, that you're going to be able to balance Midas and be able to build that shit up to 10K per month, which is realistically like 30K per month, which means like multiple employees and multiple people. It's
Yeah.
just not going to happen.
Yeah. And that was the in the back of my head, that was the like main concern that I had with the free to fee is that like, yeah, 500 a week sounds really nice until you realize that at least half of that is going towards ad spend, at least, and expenses and things like that. So it's like on paper it sounds nice, but reality is a little different. But
Yeah. Okay, if that is the case, all right, dude. Let me sleep on this. Um, I don't want to say anything prematurely. 'Cause I gotta sleep on it, but here's the thing is like to me, I want to say something, but like it's tough because I'm going to give you the same advice I've given everybody else, which is to do the same shit everybody else is doing, which honestly is the easiest thing, which is like the fucking photography ads. Like spend $70, like here's the thing, you're better than everybody at like running wedding ads. Right. So if you like close a photographer for like 70 bucks and you set them up and you made sure that these people paid you like 6 grand over like 3 months, it's way less volume. I think you can get that 10K much faster than doing free to fee, way faster.
yeah.
Um, yeah. I think the call actually, so I don't think free to fee makes sense right now for that because it's just too much volume. I think that the wedding, like whatever Eslan Riviera are doing, would make sense. The problem is again now you guys are all kind of doing the same thing, which I think is like maybe okay if let's say you garnered some kind of a deal with like Riviera or Eslan, for example, where you took care of service delivery and they took care of sales. Maybe there's an opportunity there. This way you guys are not all like competing.
Yeah.
Because I know Ronnie's not trying to do. So I had Ronnie do it just for shits and giggles and like to practice. But I know Riviera is going to be doing this, and then I do think S Long is going to not be in there for a while. Actually, so I had Ronnie do it for practice. I had S Long do it before he hops into like dentists, but Riviera is going to stay there. But I don't know that it makes sense for you and Riviera to partner. Um,
Yeah, well, and my thing too is like, I I realized that I don't know, like for me, I'm happy if like let's say that they're getting
the low ticket funnel makes a lot more sense now.
yeah.
We'll say
Yeah.
based off of like what you have shared with me, it makes a lot more sense to do
Yeah.
that and then sell like two if I because I mean it's for you, dude. It's my number one kryptonite with you for the last 2 years has been time to just getting you to do shit. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
but,
Um,
but I know that if I could build it and get it up and running, I know that two sales a month is 10,000 and it's not fucking rocket science. It's not that hard to do. Um,
yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You're probably gonna like rebuff this, but just like to make the math make sense for say like Riviera, you know, I'm happy to have stuff on the side that is not Midas that adds to my base monthly income. So it's like, for example, if they're getting like 500 a month, wedding ads are easy enough for me that like, you know, 150, 200 a month for me, like I would be overjoyed at that. We should all be trying to go for more, but like, I'd be stoked at that. Because it's so easy for me and it's really easy for me to deliver. So, yeah, anyways, yeah, I'm not expecting anybody to want to hop into something like that, with me, but, I'm open to that. But, yeah, now you see kind of where I was coming from with the course low ticket.
yeah, now it makes more sense. Like just based off of what your goals are and what you're using Midas for and what has to get you out. Like now it's clicking for me. I understand now. Um, the reason I don't know that Riviera makes the most sense to partner with is because he doesn't necessarily lack a skill set that you have, and you don't necessarily the thing that you have a little bit of a difficult time with is sales.
Mhm.
But in terms of service, he doesn't really struggle with it. And it's so
You're
funny.
right. Yeah.
Like him and Aman and Cam don't have the dynamic you guys have.
Yeah, they're a yin and a yang,
Right.
and I am a yin, but he's like a yin and a yang himself.
Yeah. So for you, it makes more sense to partner with somebody like Estalon, who's not nearly as good at like running ads. But the thing is, I don't know, like Estalon's good at sales, so he can close deals. Um, but I don't know that he's gonna be here long term in this niche.
Hmm.
That's the thing. I don't know how, because I know that his heart is really set on like I want to do dentist. I don't know how long he's gonna be here.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and then the other thing is just like I don't know if you two will have that chemistry.
yeah,
Uh,
that's fair. My One of my thoughts too was like doing something like this with my buddy Tyler, except he had told me he's like giving up on ads. He's like, I'm just doing video. Like the ads is so tough to deliver. He's like, I'm through with it. But I'm like, if he just had to worry about the sales and I could focus on the delivery, which is the easiest part for me, like that's more of that yin and yang thing that we were talking about. So like, I don't know, maybe I could talk to him about that. Because I last time I talked to him about it was like months and months ago, and he was still open to it. I was just trying to figure out what direction we were gonna go inside of Midas and how I wanted to move forward with a lot of this stuff. But like he's still open to um like
so
he's yeah.
do this. Okay, let's say we built out a low ticket funnel, okay? What do you think ultimately makes the most sense? I'm not asking you like, oh, first you do it with Midas and then do you do it by yourself? I'm not asking you that. I'm just asking you like what do you think makes the most sense for that? I don't even know the best question the way I'm saying, but like what I'm trying to get at is this. If we build out a low ticket funnel, what niche do we have the best chance of cracking?
I would say like fencing is a really easy one.
Fencing. So you're like, hey, well, not that I'm not saying service delivery. I know that you have service
Oh,
delivery down. What I'm saying is if I run an ad and I say, hey, are you niche and you want this result, click here and buy my $47 course. Which one of those niches, which one of those people are more likely to buy and actually buy that course?
Good question.
Is it
From
gonna be
like,
builders? Is it gonna be fencers? Is it gonna be like what niche can we create? And like there's a demand where they're like, I would buy this for 47 bucks.
yeah, it would probably be home builders.
Home builder.
Um, yeah, like, and that's the easiest to deliver like guaranteed stuff on. Like they I had, they want or land owning leads, and this is, have a proven way to get those, and they're going to be,
So do this, okay? So we're gonna scrap Drew for now. We're gonna scrap everything for now. Take whatever you have, right? Like you said, you have this thing, and then you want to put it on a purchase page, right? Chain to purchase. Just run that, and then hit me with the CPM, cost per click, unique link, click through rate. Like just hit me with those data pieces, and then we'll see if maybe it's like, okay, there's something here, and if we because we optimize for purchase, and then the numbers have not skyrocketed. Okay, now let's see if maybe the next step is to optimize the page, optimize the offer, and actually create an actual video ad.
right. Okay. How, so, and kind of your thought is like, um, kind of like what you did with the wedding stuff or the photography stuff, where it's like you kind of sell the course before you actually have it made, kind of a thing, or like,
Yeah, I think I told you I sold 5 courses, delivered none of them, and nobody asked a question. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just telling you that that's how the market works. It's like people will buy a $47 thing, and half the people will like not half the people forget that they even bought it. So
yeah,
it so basically, I had one guy that actually was like, "Hey, I bought this course. I didn't get it." I was like, "Yeah, it's because we try to reach out to you. We actually have an implementation call. I'll get you over to somebody, and what they do is they actually set up the ads for you, and then we'll give you course material." He's like, "All right, cool." So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that right now. Don't worry about like creating the course and like don't worry about it. Just like the most important thing to see, and this is where I'm at with Jorge, is like, can we get 3 sales at about $100 a piece? If we can get 3 sales at about $100 a piece, okay, the funnel works.
yeah, okay,
Yeah. So
okay,
if you want to do some initial testing and just be like, hey, let me see if I can drive traffic to a page and get some decent CPM, unique link, click-through rate, all this stuff. Okay, cool. Let's have a conversation. And at that point, maybe I'll script out the ads and everything for you.
okay. See, I can do that with Midas, and
Yeah.
even if it's like a recon mission type thing, nobody would question it because it's like that's we're in that space anyways. So
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, man, let's give that a go. And I think for you, man, is like if we can crack that and you, in my experience, you make 20 sales a month, you're gonna have 2 high ticket sales a month. That should get you to your goal. Make
cool,
20 sales, spend about $150 a sale, close 2 high ticket sales, you should be at your number.
cool.
Yep.
I like it.
But yeah, you have more questions. I think this might be valuable for you where me and Jorge are gonna talk a little bit, but like, did you have more questions, more things you want to chop it up about, man?
I didn't have all I didn't have anything else. No, that's perfect. This has been great.
Cool.
Thanks for yeah, dude. I know it's crazy. I don't know. I think I'm yeah, a lot of things to a fault for sure. Because you're right. It's like it doesn't make any sense to be at Midas, and I think I'm just feel
No,
guilty, about a lot of things. I feel like I am obligated to stay for a few different things, and I don't know. There's a lot of things. Yeah, it's just
no,
I'm a mess, man.
no, it's okay. I didn't get it, but now I do get it. And I do understand your perspective. And so I do appreciate you breaking it down and having patience with what I wish from you, Aiden, is I wish for, and I'm not shifting any blame or anything to you, but it's like sometimes it's like I feel like I have to uncover this information with you, and I get lucky by asking the right questions sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
I wish and it's like and it's not your fault because like maybe you don't know what is important is not important to share, right, with me, you know, and or I don't know. So that's because like I want to help, dude. I want to help, and it's about having the right information from you.
No, I just be more forthcoming about a lot of this stuff, but I appreciate you, dude.
All right, man. So now you're gonna see what me and Jorge are working on and some of the challenges. But hopefully this is gonna be valuable for you. But Jorge, you there, man? There you go. He just disappeared. Kicking somebody's ass, I think. Um, there he is. Jorge, you there, bro?
Sorry, bro. I don't know if you got. I don't know you were calling me all the time.
No, you're good, bro. So working on your loom, but is there anything in particular that you wanted to work on?
No, just make sure that's good to go. I re-engaged them and I asked them some questions as far as like, hey man, I'm about to send over this loom. Just wanted to get a better idea. So where how many students are you at right now? Blah blah blah. Just a way to get them re-engaged. So it's not out the blue. But is that structure good? Like I was just planning on like using some part of the diagram. Did I send you the diagram?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. So really quick, I gotta run to a restroom real quick, but like, um, I might be building out a low ticket funnel with Aiden. Do you want to maybe kind of just share while before I come back, like your thoughts about the low ticket funnel, like kind of like what you're learning, what you find challenging with him, just so he has an idea? Because I was telling Aiden, I was like, I thought it was gonna be walking the park, and then as I work with you, Jorge, I'm like realizing, damn, I'm having not, and I'm not putting you at fault. It's like to me, it's like certain things are obvious, and I'm like explaining them over and over. I'm like, and then it hits me. I'm like, well, this is not gonna be obvious to Jorge because he hasn't done it. He doesn't maybe understand why this is important or how this works. But do you want to maybe share with them a little bit like your experience so far with the low ticket?
Yeah, don't do it, bro. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, so far, I mean, bro, it was cool because like the first like hour we launched, we got one sale, and I was like, bro, this is it. I'm a course guru now. Like everybody can just like, get off me now. This is it. And at that point, I was kind of unprepared for like how much things needed to happen in the background or at the same time. But Koshik was like, all right, bro, here we go. Let's go. Let's do this. No, no, no. And I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't think it would happen this fast. I'm like scrambling to basically get things in order. And it's been dragging as far as like the having the assets put together, the resources putting together, um, all the back end stuff, like the technical stuff, like having just some technical issues. And then through figuring that out, we got another sale, I think a day later or the day after. I'm like, bro, this is really like I should have done this the whole time. And then through there is okay, cool. Now I have to like really figure out these looms. And it's been a couple weeks. I still haven't sent it out just because I've been dragging on it. And it's also like putting all those source material together. I mean, oh shit, I don't have any content for my course. And kind of like dragging that out where I'm like, oh fuck, like what if I send the loom out and they're like, hey, where's the course? I'm like, bro, I don't have a course. And then creating the outline for that. And so really I think like having proof of concept is like what Kushik is saying, like having, hey, let's get 3 sales and then let's really go hard. But at the same time, it's like once I got a couple of sales, I'm like, oh shit, I have nothing. And so that's been like the past few weeks with the low ticket funnel, really just like, cool, we got some traction. Now let me go ahead and scramble to build a whole bunch of things out. Just get it to a place where it's good enough so that we can send something and then get this loom out. So this way, the name of the game is speed to lead also. So like, obviously the faster we can get to them, the faster we can create the urgency and get them and be like, hey man, like you have all this stuff you can do yourself, but I can set it up for you. And we paused it because I didn't get a sale after that because then we were figuring out some other technical issues. And so we ended up turning on like my call funnel back again. And then I got a couple calls out of that. And so fast forward to today, now I'm like, I have my course outline structure already made. Excuse me. And then this loom outline that I just sent Quashik, that's what I'll be basically improving on every time when I'm sending it to new people who buy. And so now I feel like if we turn it back on, we figure that stuff out, it should be much of an easier flow as far as like, cool. Now I know what to send it out quickly, and then I know what things need to be done in order.
There's like a lot of content that so the reason this works is there's and this is really cool, bro, is like there's like so you know how like back in the day I was explaining this to Jorge. Back in the day there's a call funnel. A lot of people ran this for years, and then I'm seeing more and more people run a low ticket funnel. Right now, I'm part of a mastermind. There's a way to do a low ticket and you don't even need sales calls. It's really cool. But basically, the way it works, and this is what I'm trying to get Jorge to, I could like fucking nerd out about this. This is like so cool. Is basically top of funnel is purchasers of course, middle of funnel is content, which is your content inside your course, and then you also set up retargeting where you have like 20 pieces of content that you make them see, and these are just again, you take a YouTube video, you clip them out, and they see like one piece of content a day. You set up your ads so that they don't see the same piece of content, so that you're staying on their feed, and then again, it's course material. And then for the bottom of funnel, basically you have an ad the last 7 days of the month or last 7 days, and you basically, hey, doors are open, and then you send out an email, you text everybody, and you basically, and again, the way it works is you DM a keyword, ManyChat pushes them to an application. At the end of the application, it asks them to pay 2 grand in order for a deposit, and then you just reach out to them and say, I accept you or I don't. And so right now, I know only a handful of people, like literally, this is like the newest shit. I don't see anyone, like I knew like maybe like a total of 5 people in the mastermind that have cracked this. No sales calls, and these guys are doing like 300,000 per month, spending 100,000 a month on ads and $200,000 profit with a two-man team. This is insane. So this is what I'm trying to work towards building with Jorge as well as like myself. And but we're taking baby steps there. But anyways, the key is that content. It's all about content. Content is what makes this work. And so having a really good course is kind of the key to this. So it's like marketing heavy, sales not heavy at all. So anyways, yeah, man, just there's a lot of cool things with this funnel. I think this is the next shift of what we're gonna see in the online space. But anyways, okay, so Jorge, let's hop in here. Let's look at your script. So all right. So hey, went through everything. So maybe if I want to put the knowledge, one specific things from the form. All right, cool. This is all good, Jorge. Do me a favor, watch this. Don't watch this later. That's important. That's good. Please watch the very end because I'm gonna give you something specific. Um, but okay, this is good. First, I'm gonna go over the answer to onboarding question, give you what's holding you back. Then I'm gonna show you the system, specifically the numbers, why it works. So this needs to, you need to say tied to their answer to onboarding questions. Then I'm going to show you a specific, this is the part that's going to blow your mind. So here's the thing is like what you're kind of doing, bro, is you're kind of making your Loom video into like a VSL, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a VSL. You don't need to spend a lot of, so you don't need to spend a lot of time talking, in my opinion, about the 6 week challenge. What you need to do is you need to get them to watch the content. The content will sell them. So why would you spend this one-on-one time with them trying to sell them on the 6 week challenge where they're going to watch content be sold themselves? The time that you have with them in your Loom video is to be as customized as possible to build that one-on-one with them. And so it's much more important for you to run through the answers to onboarding questions and just spend a bunch of time there and showing them why they're fucking up. Step three. So you So my again, I don't know that we can do this, but like what you do for so I like everything up until step three. Can you hear me? Were you able to hear all that, bro?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So it's like I guess this is like okay for now if you want to have it, but like really what you should be doing is you should be just like spending time going through this stuff right here. Did you notice how I was doing that?
Yeah.
Like 70% of my video was just like I spent a good 15 minutes, 7, 8 minutes here. I went over this. Hey man, so in my experience, if you're not full time and you're feast or family, this is probably what your life looks like. I see that through your social media and stuff. And so when I say that, they're gonna feel heard in terms of where you're at. Yeah, I can, again, revenue goal. Oh, so here's the part where it's like, hey, so here's your revenue goal. This is super important that you don't forget this one. I put this inside your Slack, which is like, all right, so you're at 10, so you're currently at 5,000 per month. You're trying to get to 20,000 per month. Cool, man. Let me show you something really quick. And then what I like to do at that point, Jorge, is I like to show results. I always show Aaron's results because again, I have a screenshot of Aaron saying, hey, on pace doing 60,000. So what you would want, and the reason I do that is like, hey, so and the reason I share that with you, Jonathan, is because if we can help him get to 60,000 per month, man, your goal of 10,000, I can easily help you get that. You just have to follow the directions. That's a super important part of the script. And then all this stuff is really important in terms of like, what do you believe is prohibiting you? What strategy have you implemented? So do you have anything like this on your onboarding questions or no?
I just added them, but that's kind of like these guys that came through. I don't think they had it.
Okay, so really quick, what I would recommend doing is being like, hey, just really quick before I create this video for you. So super important that you remember this for hey, or you come back to this video or write it down. I would DM them and I would ask them, hey man, what strategies, just really quick, just so I know for that video I'm going to create for you, what strategies have you tried to achieve your revenue goal? And what do you ultimately think the issue is? Okay. And the reason that's going to be important is because now what you're going to be able to do is now you're going to be able to cast stones on all these things. And you're going to be able to customize it. Right now, what you have is you have just kind of a generic general thing of like, let me just show you the 6 week challenge where you don't know their issue. If you told them, if they told you, hey, I tried a free thing and I tried this, I tried that, now you can speak on that and be like, hey, man, here's why actually that. Because what's going to happen is they're going to have a light bulb moment and they're going to be like, oh, fuck, I understand why this shit isn't working. Versus if you speak generically the way you are, maybe they don't do free to the 6 week, 7-day pass, and then they'll be like, why the fuck am I even hearing this? Versus if you speak to them, they say they've tried the 7 day, it didn't work. It's like, oh fuck, it makes sense now why it doesn't work. And then I like to have the whole what's prohibiting you. And so sometimes I'll tell people it's their mindset. Sometimes I'll tell people like different things. Again, the whole point of this is like have them like have mental unlocks where they're like, oh, I understand now. Um, I like to ask this question just to just kind of know who I'm fucking with. Because if I'm talking to somebody that's through Cole Gordon's program, I'm not going to use Cole Gordon's objection handling script because I would look like a dummy. Um, yeah, I feel like these are going to be very good questions for me. It's like, what have you tried? And then what do you think is causing the issue? And then what you can, bro, so here's what I would say is like step one in your video, talk about what they have tried and why it doesn't work. And then talk about when they say what here's what I like to do. A lot of times people will tell me, "Oh, I need more leads." Oh, and then I'm able to reshift their mind. I'm like, no, bro, it's not about more leads. It's because you have an issue with sales or you have this. And then that fucks their mind so much where they're like, holy fuck, this guy understands me at a level that I didn't even know myself. Again, the whole idea here is to shift their mindset, bro. Okay. And then what you should do, bro, at that point, then I would go into explaining a little bit about how your shit works, but I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time. I would just like tease it in a way where they're so I'm trying to think here. So let's just say theoretically somebody says, I tried the 7 day pass and I think the issue is staff. Okay. So you're able to tell them, hey man, the reason the 7 day challenge doesn't work is because this is what the actual numbers look like, and chances are you've probably experienced that. And in terms of you needing more staff, the issue isn't staff. The issue is that you're not making enough from every single customer. Because you're not making enough, you will never even be able to afford staff. So the fact that you're thinking about staff, that's like you trying to run before you can even crawl. You have to fix the crawling issue first. Does that make sense, John? That being said, man, in terms of what will actually work for you, I'm not going to spend too much time here because I'm going to give you a specific course to work on. But this is the strategy. We have a few different strategies. This is the one that I would actually recommend for you. A high level overview, man, is this. I don't want to spend too long here, John, because I'm going to give you a specific course to study. But this is what's ultimately going to allow you to make a lot more money. And then once you make that money, you can then hire staff. So now what's going to happen? They're going to have all this mind fuckery that's going to happen. That's going to shift their mindset. Does that make sense, Jorge? That's the journey you're trying to take. You're trying to like transfer their mind. They're like, holy fuck. And ultimately, now they're going to be like, hey, this $47 was worth it. Just this mindset shift. Okay, so that's what I would be changing after step two. So all this stuff for step three. I hope that makes sense. And so you do all that, and then you're basically done with the educating. Now you're going to go into cool, man. So that being said, John, I hope you got value from this video. I hope just that little bit, man, that 15 minutes has just given you a tremendous amount of clarity. I know you've been in business for 5 years and you've probably been racking your head. So I just hope I was able to give you a lot of clarity. Again, I told you at the very beginning of this Loom video, I was going to save you a bunch of blood, sweat, tears. I hope I've been able to deliver upon that promise. That being said, man, now I'm going to ask you to complete some homework and hopefully based off the value you've gotten so far, you understand this homework is going to take you a long way. So that's going to amp them up, be like, fuck yeah, bro, I want to complete this homework. Okay. Now, in terms of the specific things you want them to watch, I don't have too much to say on that because, again, to be frank, I haven't really gone through your shit. I would assume, again, like I said, it's not super important what they watch. It's just important that they watch it and it's good and it gives them 7 hours with you. So, again, we have whatever you have here is good. It's fine. Um, I don't think you need to tell them to watch the reel again because they already, I'm guessing, watched it. They don't need to watch this. Get them to focus on content side of the course. Don't get them to watch like your Instagram content because so the purpose of homework, bro, is like you want them to feel like they're doing exclusive shit that nobody else has access to. You don't want them to be like, hey, bro, I want you to watch this thing that everybody else has already watched for free. No, I want you to watch this shit that's high level, that is mastermind shit that nobody else sees unless they're behind this, payment gateway wall. Now they're gonna feel like it's some special shit. If you try to get them to watch some public free shit, they're not gonna feel like it's special.
Does that include YouTube videos?
So the way your YouTube videos are within your doc. So that's why it's okay. It's gonna be fine. But that's a good point, bro. That is a good point. For now, we have to do that. To be honest with you, it's not ideal, Jorge. It's not ideal because it is somewhat public. But I think trying to get them to go off social media and watch like Instagram specifically, like, oh, yo, go back to my Instagram and watch this thing that everybody else watches. I don't think that's going to be nearly as good of a look. But ideally, I mean, if you had like your YouTube video inside of a course portal, then it would have a good look.
Yeah, yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So watch this course material, watch the reel. I also want you to think about the current numbers. How many active students you have? What is your average? Okay, super important. Okay, so I forgot to ask this. Ask them, okay, super important, right? In your DMs, I want you to ask them also, so what all have you tried? What do you think the issue is and how many students you have? Okay, why? Super important. We're going to leverage this in part of this whole piece up here where you're giving value. You're going to say, hey, for the 6 week, so you're going to tell them, hey, here's where you're fucking up. Here's what your actual issue is. Um, what I want you to do is I want you to watch this content, which is going to show you how to fix it. It's a 6 week challenge and this and that. I'm going to tell you about that here in a little bit, but like here's a high level overview. Also, when it comes to your current number of students, in my experience, you're going to be able to make about $4,000 within the next 30 days through an email sequence. So I want you to watch specific course material on that. That's going to sell the fuck out of them to watch that material. So this is super important. So you need to get those three pieces of information for your Loom video. Now, this is the part that you need to change things up on, which is your qualification at the very end. So you say quite a few things here of like, um, if you want, so both of these are the same thing. If you aren't, so both of these are the same thing. So basically what you're saying is if you think, my system's fine, whatever. So if you consider so first of all, the left and the right are the exact opposites. So this is the exact opposite of this. So your first line should be, if you don't believe that my strategy is the fastest, easiest, most profitable to hit your revenue goal, please message me, cancel call. And so what you're talking about, bro, here, and so by the way, why can I get away with saying video license? Remember, it's because I made them watch that piece of content inside the DMs, if you remember now. So inside the DMs, I made them watch a video. It's like 15 minutes long that talks about video licensing. So, and then I talk a little bit in the Loom video that I create about video licensing. So I'm telling them, hey, bro, if you don't believe my method is the fastest, easiest, most profitable, and it's super important, fastest, easiest, and most profitable. All those words matter. If you don't think it is, please message me, cancel call. Why, Jorge? Because my goal here on our call is not to sell you on that. My goal is only to work with you to help you implement it. So if you don't believe it's true, well then please make sure you cancel call. And I like to say this, go bump your head a few times, go figure some shit out, go through a little bit of pain, and then come back to me. So what I'm telling them is, bro, I'm not here to sell you on anything. You should already be sold. If I the value I've given you, the logic and everything I've explained to you, you should be sold. If you're not, bro, go. You have some more learning to do, and then come back to me. The
So
second point here
should
is,
I
go ahead.
should I send that video? Like, should I have the like unique mechanism videos to send them beforehand?
So they should have watched a mechanism thing beforehand. So basically, so you have not had them watch anything that explains your mechanism, right, yet or no? Have you had them watch any
Mm,
content that explains your mechanism?
no.
Okay. So moving forward, you might want to write this down or come back to this video. In the future, that's why this is so important. Okay. In the future, they need to watch some mechanism shit in the DMs so that you have the ability to say this line. The whole purpose of this line right here is to say, hey, do you believe in my shit or no? Because if you don't believe in my shit, I'm not gonna have a sales call with you because I'm only selling, I'm gonna sell you if you believe in this shit. If not, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, this line applies to you as well. You're just filling out the course or you rather do it by yourself. So I would say I would just listen to what I say and rip this out too. The whole purpose of this, what I'm saying is, and again, you can listen back to this the way I do. I say, hey, it's like it's $47 for this course. You're not going to turn 47. You said I do the math here, right? You said your goal is 10,000 per month. So 10,000 per month over the next 12 months is 120,000. I'm willing to bet that you at least want to be in business for the next 5 years. So 120,000 is 500,000 over the next 4 years. So you're not going to turn $47 into 500,000. That's not going to happen. Bitcoin's not going to do that. So if you just want to go through a course and then think you're going to get that value, cool, man. Message me, cancel call because you clearly don't understand that $47 will never turn to 500,000. So this is important. You can say this as well. Um, Three is important as well, which is the whole purpose. So the purpose of two is I'm just saying, like, bro, if you're here just to buy a course and then peace out, like, I'm not for you. Let's not hop on the call. So you apply this as well. Third, you don't have at least 3 days. So this is for the time investment. Okay. So you can take this as well. If you can't commit at least 3 hours for the next 90 days or some shit, the reason I do this is because I don't want to hop on a sales call and then somebody says to me, this all sounds good, but like, I don't have the time for it. So you can apply this one as well. You can apply literally, bro, just steal all this. Like just keep this whole part the same. This is, and then this is the time money investment. And I say again, are you willing versus able? I don't care whether you are willing. On the call, you'll find out whether you're willing. I just want to know whether you have the ability to spend this money. If you don't, I can't fucking help you, bro, because you need the ad spend. And then lastly, if you don't like my energy, I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, so you can keep this one as well. So this whole part, bro, that I do, I honestly, you can pretty much do this. So like listen back to my calls and then you can just do this. The whole purpose of this is you're just qualifying somebody before they hop on the sales call so that they don't tell you, I have a partner objection, I have a money objection, I have a time objection. That's all literally I'm doing. That's literally all I'm doing here. And so in terms of what you're doing, you're this, yeah, this doesn't apply. Like if you found this overwhelming, where like you don't need to say that. So again, so this whole part, I just kind of told you what to do for step 6. Now, in terms of what to expect on the call, again, I would maybe listen to mine and model mine because your thing sounds a little bit more salesy than mine, where you're like, hey, I'm not going to try to hard sell you. I'm not, the moment you say I'm not going to try to hard sell you, the moment you say I'm not going to try to sell you, it seems like you're going to sell. And so I would just take what I have. And I think what I have is in terms of what to expect on the call. Basically, yeah, this is all I say. Just model my shit, bro. As silly as it sounds, my advice to you is literally just model my shit. So basically, on our, if you message me, I'm in, John. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about what it looks like to work one-on-one together for the next 3 months, where I can help you hit your goal of 20K per month. Also, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a customer, and the way I do it, Jorge, is important. Where I say to them, I draw it out like, hey, so week 1 we're gonna do this. Week 2 we're gonna do this. Week 3 we're gonna do this. Week 4 we're gonna do this. I'm going to build it out from you for A to Z so you know exactly how, and within 4 weeks, you're going to hit your goal of 10K per month. So I'm going to help you understand that. And then again, if you want me to help you implement this, great. If not, you'll have all the information you need to implement it yourself. And so the worst case scenario is you'll actually have a lot of clarity after you finish our conversation. Just like you have clarity from this Loom video, you're going to have a lot of clarity in terms of what you need to do step by step. Whether you want to work together and me to help you do this, or you want to do it yourself, you at least have that. So that's the payoff. Why show up to a sales call? This is why. And then I like to joke at the very end. Also, we'll have a Q&A session so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. You can ask me pretty much anything you want other than my social security. I'm an open book. So I would keep this the way I have it as well. So those are the changes that I would make, bro. I know this was a lot, but I'm guessing you can come back to this video and
Yeah.
have what you need.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna ask them both for that information first.
What has he tried? What does he think the issue is? What his current number of students are? And then you're going to leverage that information in the Loom video. And then again, you're going to talk only slightly about the 6-week challenge and how it's the solution to his problems. And by the way, what I would recommend doing is, so this is next level, but like if I were you, bro, is I would send people the 6-week challenge and tell them to get back to you inside your Loom videos. And then in the event that they're like, nah, bro, you send them and in your in your DMs, you say, hey, look, I have two different mechanisms. One something we call a 6-week challenge, and then one is something that we call the whatever, the shit that you're doing right now that's working. Just title it something else, like paid acquisition. I'm gonna send you this one first. I want you to give it a watch and let me know how you feel. But if you feel good about it, this is the one we're gonna rock with. This is the one I personally think we should do for you. And then if they come back to you, they're like, no, I'm not feeling it. Then you send them the other one.
I just create something.
And you're gonna have two mechanism videos. One is gonna be for the 6-week challenge. One is gonna be for the strategy that you're doing right now.
Okay.
Right. So if the
So
6 week, so if they don't go for the 6 week, you send them that mechanism. And then in this Loom video, you talk about that. You're gonna talk about whatever. You're gonna talk about it, the solution to their problem, and you're gonna use either one of these two, whichever they tell you inside the DMs that they want.
okay, so I have to make another mechanism video for the 2-week stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then which either or am I trying to sell one of them more? Like am I trying to like go have them go for the 6-week more or
I mean, that's why I was asking you the other day which one actually works better. Ultimately, you should do which works better. Right.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to tell. I mean, it's only like I've only done it with like one person.
I mean, as an agency owner, like you should have one mechanism that you copy and paste for every single client that just works. But if you have two different things that up your tool belt, well then, yeah. For now, we want these two different things because if somebody doesn't go for the 6-week challenge, we have something else that's going to be much easier. Because right now, I feel like the 6-week challenge is like so different that so many people, it's hard for you to maybe sell people on it. That's what I'm noticing with you with your sales calls and stuff like that. Is like it's hard for people to wrap their mind around because they're so much more familiar with like the free pass and this and that. There's no accountability health thing. It's just much easier for you to sell people on that. So yeah, we'll play it by ear, but for now, have like two different mechanisms. And what I'm trying to get at is this is like there's a part of the Loom video where they say, this is my problem, this is what I've tried. Your mechanism, your solution is supposed to be the anti-venom to their venom, is what I'm ultimately getting at. Right? Your mechanism, whether it's a 6-week challenge, whether it's a 7-day thing, is whenever they told you, this is what I've tried, this is what I think the issue is, you have to position your shit, whichever one of these two it is, as the anti-venom to their issue. So in this Loom video, you give them a bunch of clarity, like, yo, bro, here's why this shit's fucking up. Here's why this shit's fucking up. And then you're either going to say, this is the solution or this is the solution. Okay. Questions.
So I'll watch this again, but I'm sending them the mechanism video just to make sure I'm sending them the mechanism video beforehand, right? Before the Loom.
Are you talking about the two people you have right now, or are you talking about in the future?
Yeah. The 2 people right now.
In terms of the two people that you have right now, I think it might be like, in terms of the two people that you have right now, what you typically do is you're gonna DM them, they're gonna respond, and then you're gonna send them a mechanism video, and then they're gonna either green light it or red light it, telling you they're down or they're not down. And then from there, then you create the Loom video. Why? Because the mechanism video tells you whether they're if somebody's not down with your mechanism, then there's no point in you carving out 20, 30 minutes to create a Loom video for them because they're not going to be down to hop on a sales call.
Yes. That's the one that I already had made, right?
So basically, so here's what's going to happen. Really quick high overview. They purchase, you DM them, ask them if they're down for a voice note. You send them the voice note, ask them if they're down for a Loom video. They say yeah. You with me so far? Okay, after they say they're down for a Loom video, then what's going to happen moving forward for the next few people is you then send them, you say, cool, bro, before I send you this Loom video, can you do me a favor and watch this real quick because I want to make sure that whatever we do is in line with what you're looking for. I have two different strategies. I'm going to send you them over. The first one is something I call a 6-week challenge. That's what I think is going to be the best for you, but I want to get your consent first. So I'm going to get you, so please give this a watch. They're going to get back to you. They're either going to say yeah or nay. If they say yeah, you don't need to send shit. If they say yay, if they say yeah, you're cool. If they say no, you're gonna send them, okay, all good. This is what I think would be best for you if you don't feel comfortable with the 6-week challenge. Give this quick video watch. And then they're gonna watch the video on the 7-day challenge, for example, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Then they're gonna be like, yay. You need a yay from one of them. Once they say yay, now you create the Loom video. Why? Because it makes no sense for you to carve out 20, 30, 40 minutes to create this fucking Loom video. That the whole point of that Loom video is to get them to watch course material and agree to a sales call. So then you're going to create the Loom video where again you make it super personal and then they DM you, I'm down for the sales call, and they start go watch the material. Now, in this particular case, think about the experience that you just went through. If you try to hit them up right now and you're like, hey, bro, I got a Loom video, they're down for a Loom video. But if you try to get them to watch a mechanism video and then watch a Loom video, I just feel like you're asking for too much. They've gotten too cold. So I feel like they just gotten too cold for you to be able to be like, yo, bro, watch this mechanism. I don't know. It's possible, but like I just think it could be risky.
Mm.
So instead of doing that, so again, super important you do this in the future, but I think for now, you have to just talk about the mechanism slightly in your Loom video for these two people.
Mhm. Okay. And when you were mentioning like, hey, like I have this strategy or this strategy, like it popped in my head. Like, what if they're like, oh, let me see both of them, and like instead of just saying, hey, I just got this one.
So the reason you don't, so in my, so typically I would say just do one, but because of your niche and because of how different the 6-week challenge is, I think it would be smart for us to have two. Now, here's the thing. It's about using your words. So the way you use your words is you say, hey, John, I've got two strategies depending on which business I work with. So here's what I tell people. I tell people, hey, so in terms of the course that you bought our strategy that's great for getting people to 10K per month. But the thing is, you're trying to get to 30K per month. So in terms of 30K per month, there's actually a completely different strategy I have. So I'd like to send you a quick video so you can see that and how that would get you to 30K per month. Now, if you don't want to do that, that's totally cool. We're going to do the basic 10K per month stuff.
Okay, so you're like, hey man, like you want to make some money, you want to make some more money. Depending on that, you
Yeah,
send them
yeah.
what they want.
So basically, what you would say, so if it were me, if I was in your shoes, I would send them a DM and I would say, hey, so I'm going to send you. So based off of your answer onboarding call, it looks like you're trying to hit this goal. So inside the course, we teach. Here's what you would say. Try to remember this, or come back to this in the Loom video. So inside of your answer onboarding questions, your goal is to hit this number. Now the course is really cut out for people that want to make 10K per month because your goal is 30K per month. We actually have a different strategy in place. I'd like to send you a quick video and you give it a watch and see if it works for you, if it jives for you. If it does, great, fantastic. We'll rock with that. If for some reason it doesn't, again, we're just gonna go back to basics, the basic strategy. And then if they say, no, I'm not down, then what you do is you're like, all right, cool. We're gonna do our basic strategy for you. Let me give you a quick video so you can understand how the basic strategy works. And that's gonna be like the 7-day thing. Make sense?
Hmm.
So it's like,
Okay.
so your down sell, it's kind of like having a down sell.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Then
And
once they
then
say they're down, then and only then do you create the Loom video.
okay, okay. But that's like moving forward.
That's moving forward.
Okay, gotcha. And
This
so,
case, in this case, we kind of sort of have to guess that when you talked about the 6-week challenge, they're down for it at this point.
mhm.
Is it possible that you fucking, is it, I mean, I could be wrong here. Is it possible? It's just like, the thing is like, I'm just worried about them being cold. Is it possible that you hit both of them up and you're like, hey, bro, just really quick before I create the Loom video, um, according to your answer onboard, you're at this revenue. Here's the revenue you want to get to. This is the strategy that we actually use. Can I send you a quick video just to make sure that you're down for the strategy? It's possible that they are cool with that.
Mhm.
I just don't know at this point. Does that make sense, bro? I just don't know.
Mhm.
part of me thinks like just too much time has passed. So it's kind of a gamble. It's up to you how you want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. They seem pretty chill though. Like they're like, hey, yeah, for sure. Like, awesome. I'm excited.
Because like right now, the thing is you have to get these three answers from them, the number of students, all this stuff, and then you also have to get them to watch a Loom video if you're, I'm sorry, a mechanism video, and then you're gonna get them to watch a Loom video. There's just a lot of stuff you're front loading to them.
I see. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like
Makes sense.
I worry about giving them too much that they're gonna shut off. Instead, I know for sure that for you to make a good Loom video, you need revenue, you need those three answers. You need like, what have I tried? What I think is the issue, and then how many
Mhm.
students? Because you need that in order to create a banger Loom.
Mhm. Okay. Because then that's gonna be the majority of the loom. It's gonna be like going over those.
Exactly.
Okay. And I had another question on. So you have that like the video licensing video, and then you have the Instagram reel. That's
Yeah.
like that. That's pretty much the unique mechanism.
They're both the same thing. The Instagram is the short version, and then the Loom video is the longer version.
Okay. And so moving forward, they would have watched that on the through the DMs.
Exactly. Your goal is, so remember, step one is you get them to agree to a Loom. After they say yes, then you say, cool, before I create the Loom, can you check out these two pieces of content?
Yeah, yeah. And then
Then,
one of them is the mechanism, the longer one,
yeah, exactly.
which is the one that I already have.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm just missing the shorter one, which is the IG reel one.
Yeah. So it's like the thing is like so here again, I try to explain this inside the voice notes and I know it's a lot, bro. What I used to do, bro, is I used to just have people watch the Instagram version and then I would create a Loom video.
Mhm.
But then what would happen is people would be like, nah, bro, I'm not like I would hop on like a sales call and then they would be like not down with video licensing. So I was like, all right, I need to spend more time explaining video licensing and they need to be fully sold on it. So that's why I created a longer Loom video.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So basically
Yeah.
the way I do it is I get people to watch the Instagram video because the Instagram video is short and it's engaging and it creates enough curiosity. They're like, yo, this is pretty dope. All right, I'm down to watch a longer mechanism video from this guy because his Instagram post was so dope. That's why I have two in there. That's my strategy. I get them to watch a short piece with that just creates a little bit of like, oh, this is cool. This is interesting. I need more information on this. And then they're down to watch a longer one.
Okay. Yeah. Just having all that content, it's like a huge help then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. It's much clearer now. Because if I have that content, I can boom, send it out to them. And then having all those questions answered, then just make those Loom videos and then, okay. So it's really just like having all these pieces of content filmed ASAP.
Yeah. Yeah. So but you already have a mechanism video for the 6 week challenge, right? Yeah, you already have a mechanism video.
Yeah.
But like, it's super important that you create the mechanism video the way I have it, though. I don't know if you have that version. I think you're talking about the mechanism video that's inside of your call funnel.
Yeah. That's the one that I have.
Yeah, yeah. So I would encourage you to like look at my mechanism video and try to recreate that. Because the reason for that is because I have the section at the very end that's like the old way and the new way. And I'm really throwing stones at everything that's the old way compared to my way. And it's like, damn, Kushik's thing really is much better. I
Okay.
mean, I think what you have is fine for now. I know I might be overwhelming. You tell me about all this shit to create, but I think for now, I think it's okay, I guess, for what you have. I think it just in the future, bro, is we got to be on this in terms of creating all this material.
Yeah. 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 It is a little overwhelming, but I was okay. Like, I don't know which ones I do have, which ones I don't have. And then like creating it, I'm like, oh shit. Like I was like, not like writer's block, but just knowing which ones to create first and then how many of them. But you're saying the one that I have right now is like good enough.
It's good
But
enough
definitely,
for these two people.
okay.
So I just went and put that inside of your Slack. If you wanted, like, I don't know if you have like a checklist or to do, and
Mhm.
put that on there.
Oh yeah, that's super helpful.
Yeah. Other questions, bro? So basically, homework now is you got to DM those guys, get that information, and then two, I want you to send that script back to me with the changes we talked about, and then I'll like let you know like looks good or not.
Hey, what do you mean by need proof?
So when I say need proof, what I'm talking about is okay. Um, so there's this specific part inside of the script, which is like I go over what is your current total revenue and then what is your monthly revenue goal. So I always say like, all right, cool, you're at 6K, you're trying to get to 10K. Really quick before I continue, and then I pull up, I come in here
Oh, okay, yeah.
and I pull up my testimonials. I pull up, I say, hey, look, I got this, this guy's at 60,000 per month. So obviously we can help you hit your goal as long as you do it our way. And so what that does is it has like a little bit of like, it just gets them to more like be like believe you about the future.
Mhm.
Say. So that's what I mean by proof. So I like to put
Okay.
that inside I like to put that inside my Loom video.
I see.
So yeah, need proof was I was talking about that like about your script. I wasn't necessarily talking about like homework to do or whatever. That's just like
Okay.
the script.
Cool. All right, yeah, then I'll get started here. Yeah, bro, it's been like I've been like brain dead. Not brain dead, but like just been a little bit slow because I've been fasting. So it's just like
I know.
and I have my most energy in the morning for like an hour, and then after that, it's like when I break my fast, I have like a little bit of energy, and then I'm like, bro, like,
Yeah, I know.
what am I looking at? And so I just like overloaded with like, oh fuck, I got so much shit to create,
Yeah, I
and
know.
like I hate the editing. Like I enjoy it, but I hate it.
Yeah, I feel you.
But but either way, that's no excuse. Like I know what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else, bro?
As far as the call funnel, like, are we just letting that run now? Are we shutting
Uh,
that off?
Um, what's interesting is Estelon was able to figure something out, bro. He's getting like leads for like $2. He's closing deals for $100.
Nice.
Yeah. So he like changed the call funnel where like it does instant format and that. I mean, it's like I kind of want to shut it off, to be honest, because I feel like the costs are getting too high. Like at first I was like, all right, $30 for a book call, 25, like we're chilling. But like right now it's like it's kind of crept back up.
Hmm.
Um, it's like we've spent $198 and I mean $100 for a call. It's like, all right, but I mean, what do you want to do? I kind of want I kind of want to shut it off
Hmm.
so you can focus on like the low ticket stuff.
That would, yeah, I would say I'm more on that boat. Like it was exciting getting some book calls and getting some reps in again.
Yeah.
But until I'm like, okay, like I got this down, I think it would be a better idea to shut it off.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like once I have everything down, I got this systematized, then I'm like, hey, let's turn it back on. Fuck it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, if the costs were continuously like $30, I would have been like, all right, let's let it rip until you figure out the low ticket thing. But like because the costs are not low, I don't want to, I don't want to potentially waste budget.
Why do you like what's your reasoning or like what are you thinking? Like why?
Why
Yeah, like
shut it off?
no, why it's creeping back up?
I think that I think maybe it was just beginner's luck. I think it was just one of those things where Facebook just kind of like rewards you at the very beginning and then
Mm.
it's like, yeah. And I think that what your cost would be is probably like $150 for a book call. And I just think that's too expensive. It's
So
not,
it would be worth it like the $50 range max.
yeah, yeah. $50 range would be like, all right. If you were spending $50 for every book call, I'd be like, all right, cool. We'll just keep this on while you figure out the low ticket thing. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me see if I had anything else. Um, yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Aiden, did you learn anything or does this all sound like voodoo witchcraft to you?
I mean, I'm following and it I see what you're saying. It's a lot. There's a lot to it. Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's again, it's it's like there's certain piece of content you need, there's certain messaging you need in order to make this work. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot on the it's front it's heavy on the front end. There's a lot to learn, but then once it's dialed in, I think it's a lot easier. So it's like hard at the very beginning and then gets way easier. You just have to commit a solid, 2 or 3 months to learn how to make this actually work.
It's
But
exciting.
I was telling Jorge, I mean, back when you met me for the coaching program, I was, as you know, like I was pushing it back then. I kind of let my foot off the gas pedal maybe sometime 2024. But for a while, man, I had 3 sales calls a week. That was it. I had 3 sales calls a week and I would close one a week. And so, as you know, the average person pays at least 5 grand. So it was 20,000 plus all the go high level, all that stuff. And so, we were able to do easily, 40,000 a month, barely any costs, with like, 2, 3 calls a week. Right. So that's the power of like making a call funnel really work, you know? So
Incredible.
it's a little bit of work on the front end, but once you get it, it's worth it, in my opinion. But yeah, anything else, Jorge, Aiden, you guys want to go over?
No, that's pretty much it. I had all these questions on like the content, the low ticket stuff, the call funnel. Uh, yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah. Okay. All right then, fellas. We'll see you guys next week. And
Cool.
then,
Thank you, bro.
yep, we'll talk more inside.